through the army of Mac Attack, but Mac Attack is trying his best to hold on, and Poppy Joe is relentless. And that's it. GG is called. Poppy Joe takes game number 1 in this best of 3. Guys, it's Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1, sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. Good times, Element. It's a good time to be alive. Watch some good StarCraft. Poppy Joe playing pretty solid. I think he looked a little shaky at some points, like maybe it's one of his first games of the day. Who knows what it is exactly, but just his response seemed like, why did he go to the middle of the map? There's no reason for him to be there. He lost all his ground forces. Only his Immortals survived. He was morphing in Archons, and the Mothership Core is what saved him, who came in to save the day there, but I'm sure that wasn't his intention. Nonetheless, he made it work, and it's really getting that third base with his DTs and Zealots that really paid off for him. Definitely good stuff. Can
you check the jump in, Bob, into this next game? But can you check the chat and just see if our noise, anybody talked about volumes or anything like that?
Okay, I will check.
I'm gonna talk to Jordan here about some of the admin stuff.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at chat, see what you guys are doing. You guys, you gamblers, you just betting all your bobbins. And
you know what's funny? My east ping is better than my central ping. I think central's more south though. That's why. And east is just like New York or something.
Cyan says, y'all causing my work production to decrease.
Oh, did you jump in, Bob, to the lobby?
Yeah, I'm in the lobby.
Oh yeah, you are. What the heck? Loving that, Cyan.
Yeah, man. your work production to decrease, or is it making it better quality? Whatever it is you do, it doesn't matter. It'll be better. Think about it. So quantity over quality. You know, I think some would say quality. Just saying. Just saying. What else does chat have to say? Red Blood's fighting, says Azalis. Of course, we do have, I guess, Red Blood's NA with Poppy Joe. Chrono Boy says, did you know if you hover your cursor over supply in-game, it shows you your worker count? I didn't know that. Now I know. The more you know, guys. Right here on the Gauntlet SC2 channel. Hit up that follow button right below stream, guys. Get notified when we go live, which is often. We're live yesterday, we're live today, also for the rest of the week. Pretty much tomorrow is Gauntlet Season 2 number 1. It begins the qualifier for that event. The winner of this event will be qualified for tomorrow's event and face off against Masa, Bly, and Mana. That'll be quite interesting, and they'll face off $400. This is a $50 event qualifier too, so it's not for nothing. Not only do you qualify, but you get 50 bones. Pretty awesome indeed. Then Thursday we're doing Go for SC2, and then Friday we're doing Amateur Hour number 2. As we did one about a week and a half ago, it'll be a regular series aiming for every Friday, all things being equal.
Jump into game number 2 here, Bob.
All right.
Jumping us in right now.
All right, guys. Game 2. This is best of 3. Poppy Joe versus Mac Attack.
Looks like we had a couple Twitch stutters there. That's what I'm hearing. I heard they had some problems earlier today too. Twitch itself didn't show any dropped, so we'll keep an eye on it, see what happens. But hopefully it stabilizes.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Anyways, Bob, in the top left corner, we have the hero, the purple Protoss, Poppy Joseph.
Good old Poppy
Get away,
Joseph.
Bob.
All right, to the south we have the yellow Zerg player. Can he come back in this series? It is Mac Attack.
Nice. Hope we can. I think Mac Attack is, like Poppy's was GM in Europe, right? Am I correct in that?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
it was, right, when we saw him.
Last.
I don't know much. I don't know a whole lot more about him, but I'm not sure what Mac's level is. Looked pretty, pretty solid there. But the opening didn't go as well for Mac as the ending did. He took a lot of damage that maybe this game he can, defend that a little better, and his ending there will actually be able to beat Poppy. Because if he didn't take that damage in the beginning, oh man, I'd like to see the power of this guy at that point. You in chat, Bob? Is that what you're doing?
No, I was actually writing something down. So yeah, I completely agree.
Writing down
there. Poppy Joe is a powerful player, up and coming. And so I definitely hope to see more of him. These events definitely help showcase. He participates in Go for SE2s, and then pretty much any online event he could get his hands on. The same thing with B-Lord, who is also participating in today's event. So I really hope these players do well. And, well, even as Mac Attack, don't know who this guy is, don't know much about him, but I definitely want to see some good games from him. He did pretty well for the most part. I think he didn't know what to do after he lost his third. It's pretty jarring. Once you lose to that many charge lots, you're getting dropped in your main base, and there's Dark Templars in the mix. It's hard to understand, to know as a Zerg player. I mean, what do you transition to? And that's what seemed like Mac Attack was having a problem. It's like, I'm already going Roaches. I got Roaches and Hydras, and I already have my Observer with my Overseer. So I should be able to deal with this. But he decided, I'm just gonna try to punch you in the face, punish you for going DTs. But there are mortals and stuff already on the way. Poppy Joe is playing it very safe, very smart. And on top of all that, he didn't lose his initial force of Zealots and DTs, because he spread out his army so well initially and forced the bulk of Mac Attack's army in his main base, and that was the detriment to it was just a bad allocation of defense for Mac Attack. He had too much army in his main base, where it could have been trying to defend his third at the very least, or at least punishing and killing that force.
Yeah, see this Overlord threats out here. Sees well, he sees a Stargate for sure, but just Phoenix popping out, so that's actually pretty good. Knows what's up. But the Overlord's taking pain now, would have seen that anyways. He's not going to go any deeper, but there's nothing else really to see, so yeah, that's the scout he needs. Should be able to form some type of defensive play in order to keep his third and his drones safe and all that kind of stuff, Bob. Oh, yeah. Wow. Bane Rain coming in, Mr. Bob.
Oh, man. Only the best kind of rain.
Well, Red Rain's pretty good, but Bane Rain.
Red Rain's okay. And some would say Purple Rain is okay.
I like the flavor of the Red Rain drink mixed with some, some orange juice or some juice of that sort. Oh man, these DTs, not DTs, Adepts. They might as well be DTs. At the same time, though, Bane Rain's gonna happen on the other side of the map, Bob.
Oh, well, how much damage could it possibly do though? And is Poppy Joe paying attention?
Bane Rain, go!
Because his own economy is getting shreked right now, Element.
That's true.
It's T-wrecked, if I were to be so bold. It's kind of getting
only 7 workers, Bob. Only 7 workers so far. Okay. Oh, now it's going up.
But
10, 11.
A lot of Zerglings have gone down, though.
Wow, 27 workers to 54. Bane Rain, you gotta get in there.
Yeah, he hasn't selected. Is he gonna make it happen? There's nothing to defend against this either. No Mothership Core, nothing. This could do a lot of damage if Poppy Joe's not paying attention.
I don't even know if he knows it's there anymore. Oh, here we go.
Okay, is he gonna get good hits here with the Banelings as he does some Bane Rain, guys? Okay, the Baneling 2.
Oh my god, massive hit
is going down. Well, he does
9 workers there.
A quarter of the mineral line he moved away, so I guess there's that.
Yeah.
Really low
I'd
health.
say, well, if he had, it looked like maybe he dropped the first one, the second one spread out over the far ones instead of the first ones. It's hard to do though, because if you queue it up, the Overlord moves at a constant speed. You basically have to drop 2 and then move the Overlord manually and drop 2 more. Because there's some that, if those guys had died, would have been in a good position. Pushes that Overlord back, does these Phoenix. Worker-wise, he's pumping out some more right now, should be able to get closer. Storm coming in against Ling Hydra Bane. Storm's actually fairly decent unless you clump him up all at the front. Double Robo, so Poppy's got the build here set up to break what he sees coming out of Mac, and I think it actually looks like it's, unless he can get some damage in Mac right now, it's going to be a fairly successful attack, just based on the armor composition that's coming out.
Yeah, we're getting double pumping out Immortals right now here for Poppy Joe. His third base completely secured. I love the wall, though. Could be very susceptible if there's to be a massive Roach Ravager attack, which is not seeming to be on the cards yet. Anyway, we got a lot of Hydralis being pumped out. Hydralis upgrade going up, too. I'd love to see some Lurkers on the field. That would be nice, of course. Creep spread's okay. At least it covers to his third base quite well. But beyond that, I'd like to see Mac Attack take a fourth base behind maybe a little bit of push on this third. But as far as it's concerned, economy is still largely, it's even-ish, at least as far as bases go, but no fourth base on the way as a Zerg player. As Element did allude to, this is not exactly ideal for Zerg to be on 3 base to 3 base Protoss, and if anything, looks like Poppy Joe is better saturated than his Zerg opponent.
Yeah, the one thing that could happen here is it gets too deep on creep. And there's a lot of Hydras out. Bane's just coming in now. But these Hydras alone are pretty scary. 15, 16 Hydras, I think it is. Yeah, he doesn't want to engage onto that.
Yeah, especially with the Banelings on the way, these Banelings on creep, and you're going to be completely surrounded as well. The Hydralisks alone, as you did mention, are something to be respected.
He should start up Storm or something of that. I mean, you get enough Archons and Immortals, and you can, tank and break these lines fairly easily, especially going up a ramp if you get some force fields there. It doesn't yet. But it becomes a little bit of, if these Banelings get the good connects, you can actually lose this one. Whereas with Storm, you just, layer it down on the Banes coming in, and there's really no worry. Especially because Storm's good against everything. But here we go, Bob. The attack is going to go. It's going to take place. Stuck on the ramp are these Banes, which is fairly...
Oh, wow. And most of them connected to these Immortals instead of the Adepts. Really good spread.
Oh, yeah.
By Poppy Joe and the Adepts, too.
Poppy Joe's taking the shade away. Adept shade away.
Yeah, do it, guys. If the hunt is on, he does stop the shades, decides to, I guess, meet up with his army here with these Immortals, of course, too, which put in a lot of work, even against Hydralisks to a certain degree. These Hydralisks, though, are getting picked off as Macintack's trying to retreat back to whatever forces he has pumping out. He's floating a lot of money, though. It's Macintack, and he cannot spend it fast enough, as he's only on 3 hatches element. There's no macro hatch, no 4th hatch, no other bases. His economy is so stunted right now as a 4th base going up behind this attack for Poppy Joe. So he's not even relying on this ending the game. That's how good he is. But Banelings do connect on these depths. It's not enough. That's it. GG's call. Poppy Joe takes the series and moves on in the Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1. Sponsored by OC Root and Gauntlet SC2. That's good stuff. Really good defense coming out of Poppy Joe. I like the attack. It was inspired to a certain degree from Macintack. It just wasn't executed as well as I'm sure he wanted it to be. I mean, most of those Banes, hit these 2 Immortals. You don't want that, guys. Immortals can tank a lot of damage, thus their name. And even Archons, same boat. You want them to hit the gateway units, the light units, such as Adepts. They absolutely evaporate Adepts quite well, in fact, and that's what they're for. And it did not do the trick, and we see Poppy Joe move on. So congratulations to him.
It looks like his next opponent is actually already ready, I think, is what Jordan was telling us. Oh, it's gonna face off against Eddie. That's funny. That's the OSC Root guy.
Oh, that's Eddie, SC2 guy? Oh, yeah. OSC Root.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, OSC guy, I guess we can call him. Yeah, of course,
that'd
Eddie.
Be funny.
That would be awesome, actually.
Yeah, we'll call him Captain OSC. And Cat's gonna be Captain Root, and together they can be the Archon of OSC Root.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
That will be.
Yeah, we'll go on to that game. That's what we'll do.
All right, cool. Awesome. As
I got an advertisement up for. Hey, I use this. It's sauce. It's for pasta and stuff. Classico. It's up on the bracket on stream.
It knows. It knows, man. Like, you think? Remember? Did you see this new patent about how Bing results? It's like this conspiracy thing going on. People thinking like, oh no, they're gonna know everything about me. Where like Bing results could possibly. Your search results and everything you ask and whatever search word can be compiled, and it'll target advertising for you. I mean, that's what's already partially done, but they're talking about a little bit more in depth. I had a conspiracy theory the other day with my sister. I was talking about, what was it now? It was something completely random. I don't remember. It was some product or whatever. And then that's the only advertisement I saw for like the next couple days on like YouTube, the pre-rolls. How does that work, Element? Is the system listening to me?
Wait, you said you were talking to her?
I was just saying, I wasn't typing. I never searched it in my life. I forgot what product it was. It was something I was talking about to my sister. And it...
You probably did search it, though, and you just bobbing on this one.
No, never. It was dumb. What was it? Oh, it's so dumb. I wish I could remember. And it started... That's all the advertisers I saw for the next 2 days. And it's
the Illuminati. You were probably talking about League of Legends.
Illuminati confirmed.
And you probably also have League of Legends installed, of course, so bingo!
I don't.
Found it. Chat, we solved it.
Oh, man. Speaking of chat, I have a couple things I'm going to bring up too. Reflector's in chat, good friend of mine. No, not a friend of you.
I believe Reflector is my good friend.
It's not.
And I don't appreciate...
you co-opting my friend, Sam.
Yeah. I don't appreciate you trying to claim your friend.
He said, what are bobbins worth in Canadian? And then Nebo Jasak said, two bobbins. No, not two bobbins. He said two. What are bobbins worth in Canadian? What did he say? I actually missed it now. Chat started reloading on me. But either way, it's like, what are they worth, Element? That's actually a question I was going to ask you. What are they worth in Canadian bobbins?
Well, Canadian dollar's kind of, you know, it's not doing the best.
Oh yeah, so Nebo JSAC said two thank yous. I'm assuming he was answering the question. So that's how much they're worth, Element.
They're worth two thank yous?
Two thank yous, yeah. Because, you know,
thank yous are free
the whole
here,
Canadian
here in Canada.
that we're, yeah, they're free, I know. They're freely given, that and sorries.
They were talking about the Canadian... Actually, the first game of the 3-game series for the World Cup of Hockey final happens tonight. But,
it does, eh? Nice.
Yeah, they were talking about the hockey. And, the refs, because they have them on camera or whatever, had some videos of the Canadian players saying sorry when they bumped into the refs and whatnot. And then they showed all the other players bumping into refs and...
Hey, Element, check. Do you have the stream up as well?
Yeah, I do. Why?
All right, cool. And it's still running?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, I guess Twitch might have had some issues earlier on. Triple Helix.
Yeah, I looked at that. I'm having no drops, so...
Yeah,
I'm thinking I told them on stream it was Twitch. Let's see if... Did anybody else talk about it?
Well, the Triple Helix mentioned said stream picnic, and that must have been pretty recently, I think. But no, the stream should be going fine. Technically speaking.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's not on our end. Pretty sure if anything, it's Twitch today, so.
Yeah, it doesn't show any dropped. Oh, maybe I could, although I have the internet to not worry about it. I'm on source on the 2 views that I have of it. Don't really need that to be the case. Put that in the medium.
All right, so we are going to head into our next series very shortly. I'm going to go actually open comms here just in case I need a backup element, because I may have fixed my audio, but it doesn't mean I fixed yours.
You can't hear me?
Oh no, I could hear you, but I sometimes you do partially cut out, but not as bad as normal. So,
okay.
Let's see here.
Yeah, we're just waiting on Poppy Joe and Eddie to get those vetoes done, and then we'll be jumping on in.
Okay.
Actually, whilst we do this, I know what we'll do.
Okay.
Got a little Who Said It, which, by the way, I have like 15 of new ones that I never really added in because I made a new template for it and I wanted to redo them all. But I don't even know what those are, so we'll stick with these ones. A lot of guys haven't seen them anyways, and this is a good one. I think this is a good one.
All right.
And we'll get those new ones in probably for tomorrow, even if I can get that done. I'm gonna send us over to it right now. So I'll read it out. Bob, you just remain calm and get this going.
All right, guys. Who Said It is a quote or a statement from a StarCraft 2 pro or community member. It's your job in chat to guess it. Who said it?
And jump in, by the way, Bob, too. Here it is, guys. Who said it? You drop me nuclear, I destroy expand. Who said it? Who said that?
Huh.
Bob, you have any ideas?
I mean...
You drop me nuclear,
something White Raw.
I destroy expand. Oh, boy.
I'd say White Raw.
Yeah, that's White Raw. Of course it's White Raw. Too easy, Bob. Too easy.
Yeah. All right. I'm in game element. Or in game.
Oh, my God.
Lobby.
We have to get these Who Said It lined up with the bobbins. We have to. We have to award bobbins for the right answer in Who Said It.
Whoa, how do we do that though?
I mean, we just have the person in chat. Also, you know, in fact, we could even do a Revlo, you know, as long as we line it up beforehand, which ones we're going to do, have some ready, and just people can pick, you know, 1 of 4 answers. And then we cut it off. I think that's what we'll do. Because somebody will be watching the stream and they can take care of that in real time, basically. Anyways, I'm going to jump us in here, now that it is up. Game number 1, Bob. Ready?
All right, ready to rock.
Ready as you'll ever be.
That's like, I suppose so, guys. All right, guys, so it is Poppy Joe versus Cavalier. Cavalier is ranked at least diamond in at least on this server anyway. It looks like.
Yeah, so that would be Eddie.
Oh yeah, you know, this is Eddie. Okay, so I guess I'll call him Eddie then. instead of Cavalier. I'll write that
Well,
down.
I'll probably mix that up later on, but for now.
Or we can say Cavalier. That is his game name, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? Fine, we'll say Cavalier.
Yeah.
He decided that would be his name, not us.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is, Bob, in the bottom right corner. The hero, he is Mr. Poppy Joe.
All right, and to the north, we have the green Protoss player. It is the player also known as Eddie. It is Cavalier. Eddie from SAQ_online on Twitter.
Nice.
Of course, an event co-sponsor today.
Yeah.
OC Rick,
nice.
big shout out to them. Yeah, pretty awesome, helping increase the prize pool to $50 for the qualifier. Pretty sick.
Yeah. Well, greatly appreciative of all the support from all the other, we've had a couple, I think, in the past.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which is always nice to see.
Absolutely.
People working together. So it looks like it's going to be a double Adept or a double Stalker opening from both sides. I'm thinking just because of the layout that it'll be double, well, it's double Stalker, we can see it now. And it's more of a defensive building structure output from Eddie here. Walling off his mineral lines, you gotta go all the way behind and then out one way or the other. It's pretty interesting. Poppy Joe getting the scout all the way around the right, just in case it gets spotted on the way. Or actually, this is not a scout at all, Bob. It's putting down that triangle.
I think so. I mean, because there be rocks there, Element. I mean, he could go around, of course, but
yeah,
it doesn't look like he's
this is
trying
where my
to.
pylon will be.
Yeah. He has
Putting down the
decided
line.
He's up to no good, guys. Is Poppy Joe. Poppy Joe looking to throw a little cheese.
Looks like
way
he's gonna
of
be Stargate
Cavalier.
to me. Thinking it's a good Stargate position. Uh-oh. He's got Cavalier up against the ropes as far as damage on Stalkers. Oh no, this is actually spiraling out of control here. I don't think you should. Yeah,
Wow, yeah. 4 Stalkers don't want to be going up the ramp now. It's so close. Low health on that one Stalker, and Poppy Joe will make his way back. Although at the very least, he's just keeping an eye on the large portion of Cavalier's forces, knowing that Cavalier is going to remain back at home for now, and that's the end goal. 2 more Stalkers going to join up with Poppy Joe. What is Poppy Joe's plan here? Element is going to be a Stargate, Robo. What's the deal?
Well, I thought it was going to be Stargate at first, just so he could. I don't think he wants to break up the ramp and just really quickly focus down the sentries.
Yeah, but he has a Robo
say
back
an
at
Oracle.
home, so definitely not that. Stargate maybe, but still, but a little weird. Maybe just going to be a gate for
No.
weapons?
I think as soon as he saw there was just pure Stalker coming out, he decided against it.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't have an expand. There's no reason to break
micro
you.
battle going on here between these 2 players, and
If
it
he
looks,
did see, there should be a mother. There it is. Oh, there's no pylon up front though. But with that warp prism, you should be able to micro it pretty well. There is a gateway coming across the map for Cavalier. I looked at it earlier, but I didn't really talk about it. Oh, getting a little bit deep here. Uh-oh. Actually.
Yeah, this is not, I don't know, it's looking pretty close as these Stalker versus Stalker battles often do. 2 Stalkers versus 2 Stalkers, but there's a Mothership Core that's not joining in in the fray here. Cavalier could float and over wrestle this pylon.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have enough energy, actually.
Doesn't have the energy for it. And also the warp prism, I guess, could have gotten in there as well and helped micro.
Yeah,
but
do some Warp Prism Blink.
There it is right now.
Yeah.
But he's a little bit undergunned now, and I feel like this could be the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I think so too. This Mothership Core's going to be low on health. There's another warping of Stalkers here available for Cavalier, but Poppy Joe's going to pull back to the low ground as his own Stalkers come back to enter the fray. And the Stalker number completely in Poppy Joe's favor. Decides to opt to take out that Warp Prism first, though, which I think is an okay choice, but he's going to lose a few Stalkers for his troubles. Now, another...
Yeah, Poppy Joe also started up a Nexus back at home. Although there is, like I said, a forward warp gate there. Cavalier can decide to put on the aggression. I think this is the good time to do it. Oh no! Gonna get a couple Stalkers caught off here. They do get through, so that's nice. Although half his army, which is an army of 4 right now, warped on the wrong side of the map, so...
yeah, it's a little bit of a precarious position for Poppy Joe. He just needs to buy time for that Immortal come out. He needs to back to throw the Chrono
Yeah,
Boost
putting
on
down
that bad boy.
pylons now, but wow, that's a lot of Stalkers. And he
It
loses
is.
both of his. Oh boy.
Wow,
Much of course are good, but I don't know how good.
Yeah, Pokemon Over Wrestles are going down. We'll chase back Cavalier for the time being. This Immortal is about halfway done.
Look at this though, Bob. Stalkers in the main, putting some damage in.
Oh, but the Photo Over Wrestle goes down too, and we'll pick apart some of these Stalkers of Poppy Joe's as well. Now, the main force definitely in favor of Cavalier sitting on the front door of Poppy Joe, but the Mortal is now out. And the second mortal on the way. I'd really like to see this chrono boost
why is it not
on
being-
this
yeah,
robotic
yeah,
facility element. Right, the mortal is gonna start putting in some work as there's no blink available for Cavalier. He can't just blink on top of this mortal and focus it down so effectively. Photon over Russell also punishing him as he pushed towards
And
the
it's got a
natural
lot
base.
more over Russell still left. Has the observer out, so he knows exactly when the attack's coming in. Doesn't have to worry too much about you know, using those early or having to always worry about being right over top of it. Quite a few units here. I like the positioning now of Poppy.
Yeah, we got 2 immortals here. Some adepts to tank some damage. Photon overcharges available. Another one, at least, in addition to the one he just used. And I like this little Stalker force, but it's quite outgunned right now. And I think that's
Cavalier back at home is throwing down his own Nexus. Attacking across the map on, well, especially down to the middle, is always a hard thing to do. Even if you have a superior army, just because force fields and such on the ramp there make it so. So he might just go back home. He has the faster units, so doesn't have to worry too much about rushing. But probably the good idea at this point. By the way, Gateway on the other side going up for Poppy Joe to help those warpins speed up.
Yeah, okay, we might
Gonna
get an
elevator into the main.
Yeah, he's gonna elevator into the main with a large portion of his force. Try to use the mobility of his stalkers, but again, still no blink, and now it's gonna be spotted. Photon overcharge goes down. They start to pick apart some of these stalkers. One stalker immediately goes down. These immortals.
Oh, this is not working out.
And
this is not working out
at all. This is devastating. All those stalkers go down, and the Warp Prism couldn't pick him up. It was already full. It wasn't elevated.
Oh my!
Back
Oh
down.
no, there's force fields, Bob. Look at this. Oh wow, he's gonna force field him. Oh, look at this.
You can force field him up stay him up the ramp here. This is pretty bad. You can do a force field flank. Doesn't even need to, Element. These immortals are putting in so much work. Microwave perfectly. GG is called. And Poppy Joe takes game number 1 in this best of 3 versus Cavalier.
That was going really well for Cavalier at first.
There was a window,
Yeah.
but those triple pylon with the over Russell chased them back.
Well, he needed to elevate into the main right then. That would have been something, I think.
I agree.
Get past
that
those
was the only
pylons
way to
at the front.
circumvent it, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, we saw some both sides. They looked pretty even at points, so I'm excited to see this game number 2 here.
Yeah, he had his Warp Prism quite early on, so why did he build the gateway with the pylon? I mean, just in case you lose the Warp Prism, I guess, but that's also resources he was on one base at the time that he didn't actually need. Not really, anyway.
Yeah, he put that up really, really early.
Yeah.
And I think they both, you saw them both put out aggressive pylons. Poppy Joe, I believe, was gonna, if expansion was up, throw it on a Stargate and force his way in. And then, it looked like on the other side also, Eddie wanted to go for an aggressive, just basically like a 4-gate with a proxy gateway there to warp in, but never got around to it. And by the time he could, he already had his rowboat and his warp prism.
That's right, guys. This is Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1, sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. You can follow the Gauntlet series on Twitter at Gauntlet SC2. Get notified all things this channel. Also, you can follow OSC on Twitter at SC2_online. And just follow them. They are obviously part of a lot of events in StarCraft 2, and then show them some support. I was actually just on their website earlier on. A pretty sweet website too. Going on as well. A lot of details covering the players that participate in the various OSC events, so pretty rad. And in chat, Macintac actually made an appearance in chat and started betting some bobbins. And
Nice.
like it. Awesome to cast a game, Macintac. Hope you stick around.
Fun.
It's always good times. I definitely hope to see you again. Oh, y'all join in on your game there. And we are heading to game number 2, guys. It is best of 3, Cavalier versus Poppy Joe. As $50 on the line in this event. And the winner not only gets the $50 prize pool, but they qualify for tomorrow's $100 Gauntlet Season 2 number 1 event, where we have a Liquid Mana, Team Expert Bly, and Elevate Masa, who will face that the qualifier of today's event for the $100 prize pool. And that'll be a pretty sick event. I'm pretty stoked for that, of course, and looking forward to it. High-level StarCraft, as we often see. Mana, it's been a while since we've seen him. And Bly we see quite often. And Masa, we see him from time to time. He participates in a variety of Gauntlet events. We've casted in others as well. And he's a top-notch player, one of the best foreign Terrans, I think, and certainly one of the best from North America, if not the. Arguments can be made, but either way. But I definitely think he shows so much potential this year, really coming to his own, and I hope good things for him in the future. And he's
I was super
Canadian
excited.
too.
And those were basically the first 3 guys I asked, actually. So it turned out really well. And I mean, that's a class lineup right there.
It is. Well, I mean, also Bly.
And one of each, by the way. Just,
you don't even have to finish your question. It's like, can you? He's like, yes. he'll just be there. That's Bly.
This is how I asked Bly. I was like, what are you doing Wednesday? And he's like, I guess I'm playing Gauntlet. I was like, you are. That is correct.
Well, that's great.
And then as I was typing in the time, before I even pressed enter, he's like, 24-hour time, please. I was like, oh boy. Oh, it's good.
Yeah, he's a definite professional. Good guy, Bly. Love that guy.
Yeah. I still have the first time I had just started the ESL NA Open. Just started it. I think this was, it might have been the second one. But Bly signs up, and back then it wasn't really ready for. They just switched over the site to the new ESL play site. Before it was this really clunky site that took like an hour to load. People said, and it just like wasn't conducive to a nice fast-paced bracket experience, essentially. And so Bly gets on there, and there's this one switch where you do basically every time there's nobody to play against, it sends you forward. It does the defaults for you.
Yeah.
And it put everybody else up but Bly. And maybe like a minute later, he's like, "What's going on here?" And I was just like, "Oh, it's the system's fault." And he's like, "The system? You're the one who runs the system." And I was like, "Oh boy." And then after that was like the first time, and then I was like, "You know what, Bly?" And since then, it's been roses since then.
Yeah.
But got a little dicey there. Almost turned out bad.
History could have been so much different.
Yeah, I should have been never come back.
Yeah.
Had enough of you. But Bly's been in many a Gauntlet, and always puts on a good performance. Sometimes even better than we expect, and showing us things we haven't seen before, like that Muta game with Violet. That was some stuff.
That was memorable. I mean, we always go back to that game.
We say versus Violet, but it was versus Firecake first, wasn't it? With the Lurker Muta battles. Remember that?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think was it against Firecake he did that, or
no? It was Violet happened after we already knew that his Muta control was really good. By the way, we're losing 5 probes here for the green player. 1 was a scout, but so 4 more went down with that 2 adept attack. It was against Firecake first, and he was splitting his mutas against Parabomb and Hydra's Parasitic Bomb, that is, and Hydra's, and just absolutely wrecking the Lurker Hydra Parasitic Bomb stronghold with just pure muta, basically.
Yeah.
And it was a point where like, well, this can't happen. This can't work anymore. You got to switch out to something else, and he just like made it work with insane
he kept doing
splits.
He kept building mutas. He kept not losing them, and it was amazing. Especially
they get down to low health.
Everybody knows,
but they'd regen all the way back. Yeah, well, back then it was the 90 damage Parasitic Bomb, by the way, not the 60 damage we have now. So it's like you get 2 of those on your mutas and they're dead. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely
cool,
a feat of skill.
Yeah. So Bly, Masa, Mana, perfectly even split of races there.
Yeah, and then plus whoever qualifies in this event today.
Yeah. Plus,
pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool too. The winner of this event, it's like they go into tomorrow's event knowing they already bagged $50.
The winner of this event faces off against Masa. Top 3 of tomorrow's event, by the way, are in the $1,000. Basically, the Gauntlet at the end of this. End of next month, I guess. Yeah, season 2 finals. There you go. That's what we'll call it. I guess that's the actual name of it.
Yeah, technically.
So I like that we have this quicker season where it ramps up really quickly, and we you get to follow the storyline much better. By the time we got to the end of season 1, there were some delays, of course, but it was hard to even remember how Bales took the first one, basically. But yeah, I always
right into it. Do my research every time I did an event. That's why I had like pages of notes all the time too.
Yeah, look back at the VODs.
Happened then. Yeah,
this one will be really good. Anyway, so let's get back into this game really quick. We got Blink Stalkers. Looks like he's going to put down a third at the same time. Actually, no, that's Poppy Joe's guy checking for the third. So this is just like a pure Blink Stalker all in coming out. And it looks like, I don't know if he wants to get War Prism speed, if he wants to go Blink with Disruptors as a baz, you know, if this doesn't work out. I guess the War Prism isn't up front, so it's not going to be an all-in. I called that a little bit early, perhaps.
Yeah, either way, I like Poppy's position right now.
Definitely putting his eggs in his basket, though. The Blink Stalker basket. We'll see what he does with this, with the Robo. If he gets some Disruptors out.
Yeah, I expect Disruptors coming out. That's especially when you see Immortals already on the field. You know that's the response to your Stalkers that are also on the field here. I think, you know, Immortals, as good as they are, not so good, you know, when you're versus Disruptors. Now, the real question is, how good is Cavalier with the Disruptor? He has a lot of Stalkers here, and they're going to get completely wrecked by this rising number of Immortals. Actually,
yeah,
he actually stopped Immortal production and is going to get a Warp Prism for now. Getting his upgrades pretty well is Poppy Joe. I definitely expect the third base to be popping out soon, as you did allude to earlier on. He's in a position to do so with these Immortals. You know there's no way right now you're going to get cracked, so may as well take a third base before something critically dangerous to you comes out, such as these Disruptors. Well, the first one's about to pop here for Cavalier, and his own position's pretty good, getting some forward pylons for Photon Overcharge. His own Blink Stalkers, the utility of those are endless. All that being said, we have Poppy Joe moving out, looking to put some pressure on towards Cavalier's side of the map.
Well, I think he's looking at it and saying, hey, you haven't taken your third yet. I might as well go right up to the front. I have sentries.
Oh, we're going to drop in the main here on Poppy Joe's side. And
we do, yeah. Did the War Prism die too? It did.
It did, yeah. It did.
Yeah. Let's check that really quick. Yeah, it did. War Prism 2 Adepts. Got only one worker there, so probably not worth it.
Nope.
I'm just going to say not worth it, especially with the Robo Time. At this point, that Robo Time is very valuable because, you know, you're pumping out the Disruptors non-stop. You have to stop to make a War Prism. It's not very nice. So he's going to load up these two Immortals in the Prism, drop in the back of the Natural there. And at the same time, just threaten the Adept.
Oh, wow, this Disruptor.
Oh, wow. He's going in with the Adept, Bob.
Yeah, he is indeed. Oh, one of these charges actually whiffs, and he kills the Disruptor.
The charge went off there, I'm pretty sure. And he's also got the drop of the Immortals in the main, by the way. Picks him up. Oh, no, Prism. What are you doing?
Oh, the War Prism does get taken out, and these Immortals are not long for this world either. They do get a couple Stalkers, though, for their trouble. This attack, though, still wrecking face in the main base, and completely unresponsive to that is Cavalier. Cavalier's still trying to deal with these Adepts in the natural base, and the Immortals have been cleaned up, and more forces moving across the map for Poppy Joe as he's looking to continue his aggression behind a third base, which he is taking right now, but halfway done is that base.
Yeah, I think at this point, Poppy Joe should be thinking, hey, you know, just stay alive, maybe poke this base and get back if you can, because worker-wise, he's in a huge advantage here, and even his base started earlier. In fact, it's almost done. I don't think this is just one Immortal and against Blink, one Immortal and 3 Sentries and a couple other units on the side. It's a ballsy move getting way out there of that.
It is. Now, Poppy Joe is enjoying a lead. This is a very large map, and they are across positions, so getting towards your opponent's side of the map is quite difficult, especially as Protoss here. Now, the large portion
too.
Yep.
It was +2 attack there for Poppy Joe.
Ooh.
Cavalier's just now finished up his +1 attack, so had a really. That's why you saw even the Deaths jump on the Stalkers.
Yeah, they're putting in work.
Yeah, work was put in. Anyways, carried away, Bob, what you were talking about just before this?
Well, I was talking about like the middle of the map. We have posturing going on by Poppy Joe, just asserting like some sort of positioning at this ever so valuable watchtower. Now, what I do wonder though is what is the tech choice from Poppy Joe? He's getting Archons behind this now to counter against Stalker Disruptor. Do you think that's a good choice to make here? He stopped Immortal production and still isn't making any more. Going some more Phoenix, he is here.
Yeah, so he's going to Phoenix, and we actually saw. Actually, this is pretty similar, kind of composition. Adept Phoenix Archon that we saw Zest do against Neeb, and it failed. You want to pick up all these Disruptors as they shoot, and then the rest of the army, it's just Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers, of course, they're, you know, they can get out of the way of the disruptors, and they're really mobile in that sense, but they're not the strongest units in the world. So if you can execute, which, wow, okay, he's gonna jump on it. Two whiffs with the 2 disruptors.
Oh, he's trying to lift up the disruptors.
Doesn't need to lift them up. They're already shot.
That's right.
He can just wait till they shoot again.
That's true. The cooldown is still quite some time away, and these adepts
the Immortals,
so
though,
much
a
work.
couple units not putting in the work.
Yeah, they need the Immortals to be punching these Stalkers in the
Okay, now
face.
he's got to jump back in. The cooldown should be done. Pick up. Oh,
No,
wow.
not
Get
in
back
time.
home. Get back home.
I don't know. I think
Actually,
his upgrade
he's
army
doing
is
it.
still doing so much work right now, Element. And the Stalkers
Yeah,
are
plus 3 is about to finish up.
Yeah.
2. Oh, that's plus 2 for Cavalier, actually. But I don't know if it'll... looks like he'll hold here, perhaps, with the... actually, maybe not. Maybe not. These Zealots coming in.
Yeah, we have some extra Zealots coming in from this War Prison, which is a little bit far away. I expect Papa Joe to bring that in a little bit closer. It would be definitely nice to his attack, but this seems to be a little bit too much for Cavalier. Supply is plummeting, forced to pull workers off the line against Zealots. Not a good sign, folks. And it's Immortal, though, still alive. God bless him. He's 11 kills, putting in the work here for Poppy Joe. And Stalker reinforcements from Poppy Joe. No blink available on them, but I don't think it matters at this stage of the game. This natural will fall. Third base still up and running for Cavalier, so that's something. But he has almost no army, only 4 gates on the field. That is not enough to get an army of consequence against what Poppy Joe has knocking on his front door.
Yeah.
And that's it. GG's called. Poppy Joe takes the game and the series 2-0. And he defeats Cavalier. Cavalier, also known as Eddie of SC2_online. That is OSC, who is actually co-sponsor of this event. So a big shout out to him for participating. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, good games. Good games, man. I like PvP in Legacy of the Void. It's so good. I mean,
people are saying in chat, by the way, we gotta get some bobbins for every time you say "not long for this world."
It's I like
my good
that.
friend Reflector's actually the one who said that.
Oh, that's Reflector for you. He always calls me out for things I say all the time, which is true. I do say things all the time.
You stay on him, Reflector. You stay on him, my good friend.
I like how you just threw that in there. Very good friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
me and him, we go back.
That is hilarious. Now, anyway, we have more StarCraft ahead of us yet today, guys. This is Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1, sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. You can follow OSC on Twitter at SC2_online. That is SC2_online. And of course, the Gauntlet series on Twitter at Gauntlet SC2. Get notified all things this channel, including all the information you need to know about Gauntlet Season 2, which this is the qualifier for the very first $100 event, which is tomorrow. The winner of this event will face Bly, Mana, and Masa in tomorrow's $100 Gauntlet Season 2 event. Today's event, though, the qualifier itself has $50 on the line, so not for nothing. So the player who wins this event will be going into tomorrow with money in their pocket, smiling on their face, and maybe a little fear in their hearts as they have to face Mana, Bly, or Masa. And as Element did say, they will face Masa first, in fact. So that's a tough one. But it's double elimination, though, GSL bracket style, and that'll be pretty, GSL group style, that'll be pretty interesting to behold for sure. I'm Bobby Austin, with me is Element. Good to be here with you guys, chatting, seeing chat, betting them bobbins. Yeah, guys, keep chatting it up. We like to, we like to talk to you guys. Yeah, Reflector. I do say not long for this world quite a bit, because it's what I say. I could use other sayings, I suppose, but I like that one best. It flows. And borderline poetic, I favor it. Anyway, we have a lot of events coming on this channel, guys, so hit up that follow button, get notified when we go live. Also, follow button on Twitter for at Gauntlet SC2, such as tomorrow's $100 Gauntlet event. On Thursday, we have Go for SC2, which we do every single Thursday here. Also, I should mention, tomorrow, same time as the Gauntlet event. It'll be at the same time as today, so it'll be 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 12 p.m. CDT. We go live for tomorrow's $100 Gauntlet. Gauntlet Season 2, number 1. As I said, Thursday, Go for SC2. Friday, we have Amateur Hour, which will... I don't know what time it starts yet, Element. Is it going to be noon as well?
12, yeah.
Okay, so it'll be 12 p.m. Central Time. That's 12 p.m. CDT. Check your time zones for local listings.
I think we're full up on players now, too, if I'm correct.
We are? Okay. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, awesome. All right, once that's figured out, cool. And then I got to make stuff for those guys too.
Well, we have 4 spots, and I'm pretty sure we have 11 people who have sent me stuff, plus whatever's in the emails. So
all right,
I have to.
That's good. That's good news.
I think we're getting Shire Shaddai.
Sheer Shaddai
in there.
Yeah.
And just Jordan. And
defending champion.
The winner, I can't remember his name. I think his name is Marcus, but I don't know what his in-game is. The winner of the leg. Remember we had that Legs of the Void giveaway a long time ago?
Yeah, Marcus, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's one more player. I know I have him. He's got a really funny name. I'll remember it later. Actually, maybe I'll just save the name. I'm going to save the name. Anyways, looks like we're going to jump into Wooden Microbe versus... Did Wooden Microbe win? I thought he did. No, it says he didn't, actually. Well, the winner of Wooden Microbe versus Lost Pompka versus Revolver.
All right. Oh, Revolver. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, as you figure that out, as you figure out which we jump into, we were talking about Amateur Hour. So we had, as Element did say, a lot of signups happening, which is great. So we may have all 4 players for this Friday's event chosen. Now, for those unfamiliar, let me give you a little bit of a breakdown. I actually got to make a video about this too, so it's a little bit more smooth, Element. Note to self. Now, Amateur Hour is a new series we started about a week and a half ago. It's a new event where we focus on the noobs. So anybody from bronze to diamond can participate in these events. Now, that doesn't mean we're having bronze to diamond events. That would be unfair to the bronze. That'd be unfair to the diamond people. How about I say it like that? And it'd be unfair to everybody. And so we decided to break it down. So this Friday will be diamond players battling it out. Our very first event was platinum and gold. Other events we may do is bronze, silver. So anybody within those leagues can apply to participate in a future amateur event. Now, what's special about these amateur events is there's money on the line. We have $50 prize pool, and we do full production like we do with Gauntlet events. You guys tune in tomorrow. You're gonna see all what we do for normal Gauntlet events. Player intros, whatever we do, just the whole shebang. Good times, right? But we do it for the noobs too, because why? Element? Noobs need love too, and they are the backbone of this scene. And just because they are not pro level does not mean we should not enjoy their games. And I think so. And what makes me personally enjoy noob games more than anybody else in some ways is that because they're unpredictable. It's still StarCraft, best game on planet Earth, and they have extraordinarily unique builds. Obviously, it's not going to be the standard. We know what to expect from a Bly generally, and from a Neeb or from a Snoot. But from a noob, they don't know those builds, and that's or like, I call them noobs. I say that I guess I use that term loosely in a way, but so that's we want to encourage those people to keep playing, get encouraged, create a community, positivity, and encourage people to keep playing the game. That is so amazing. Now, if you guys are interested in participating in a future amateur hour event, this is gonna be a regular event. We're aiming for every single Friday. Now, you guys just send your information to gauntletsc2@gmail.com. That is gauntletsc2@gmail.com. Simple to remember. What information you said? Information you need to send is your username. That is your in-game name. What league you're in, what race you play, what country you're from, and also a picture of yourself from the waist up, preferably fully clothed, facing the camera, of course.
Bob, just a short thing. Can you jump in on me?
Yep.
We're going to the Sake versus Anna Brum, who will face Poppy Joe, the winner of this.
That's going to be an interesting name to say.
Yeah.
How are we going to do it? Let's decide that out. Onibrum. Onibrum? Onai. Because I'm pretty sure that's Onai and then Brum. So Onibrum. Okay. That's tough, nonetheless. All right. I'll be very happy to watch Element struggle with that one. So, yeah. So we need a picture, fully clothed, waist up, preferably, and as well. So send that with your information, including too, most importantly, actually, we need links for both your North America Battle.net account and your Europe Battle.net account, because we just want to verify that you're in the league you say you are, and that you've played games this season. We need you to have approximately 100 games played this season. Leeway may be given here and there, but it's just to verify that you belong in said league. Just so we don't have smurfs. We want to keep it fair for everybody and fun for everybody too. Now, that's Amateur Hour, guys. That been a long time coming, this series. So I hope you guys enjoyed as much as we do. We think it's a blast and just help grow the community and have fun with the people that support the community, and that's the noobs, man. And that's number 2, amateur hour number 2 continues this Friday. All right, we're in the lobby now on Frozen Temple for Sake versus Onibrum.
This is game number 2, by the way. Sake has a 1-0 lead. Winner of this faces Poppy Joe in the semifinals.
Nice.
So we could have taken a Wood of Microbe game, which I kind of wanted to, but then this one, goes into
Poppy Joe,
which we've been watching the whole way through. So that'll be interesting.
All right, cool, guys. All right, guys, we're heading to game number 2 of Sake versus Onibrum on Frozen Temple in Gauntlet Season 2, Qualifier number 1, $50 on the line, sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. You can follow the series on Twitter at Gauntlet SC2. I'm Bobby, awesome with me is Element. Awesome to hang out with you guys today.
We should do a quick shout out, by the way, to Just Jordan there. Awesome job on the admin skills today.
It's first time adminning for us here today. Big help. What a thing.
Yeah.
I know you were feeling a little bit overwhelmed there for a bit.
I'd be able to do it, but it would be a half experience on both ends. And you'd say, "What are you doing over there, Jeremy?" No, doxed.
You doxed yourself.
Well, okay, jump into game number 2
airspace, and then and also too, it's just then you're not giving all the attention to the players either, and plus it's a new platform challenge which you've not as familiar with. So definitely some. Awesome. Big shout out to Just Jordan, who also happens to be, for those who do not know, those who are not in the know, is the Amateur Hour number 1 champion. In fact, he won the Platinum Gold event a week and a half ago.
Well, he won it, and now he's going to defend his title.
Yeah, because he made the Diamond, too, by the way.
He was most certainly, and the history shows, in Platinum at the time. But he won with a clean sweep without losing a single game. So, he was at the end of his Platinum career, basically.
Yeah, he was on the verge of making Diamond. He just needed to put some more games together, and that was about it.
He was essentially what you had been for 5 years.
Yeah, pretty much. I just didn't put enough games together to make it.
Yeah. Although he did have a lot of games, so it was essentially the highest skill you could be in Platinum.
Yeah.
For no lack of trying.
It's like, why ain't I ranking up?
Yeah, for no lack of trying, and then we gave him the, a reason to push a little bit further, dig a little bit deeper, and pull out that Diamond level play. And he's now in Diamond. Right. Yeah. Now he's in Diamond. By the way, 3 hatch here, coming down out of Obram.
I guess we may as well do introductions. So to the north, we have the orange Zerg player. It is Onibrum.
And to the south, Bob, we do have Sake.
Of course, the German mainstay in the esports scene, StarCraft 2 veteran since pretty much the very beginning of StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
I think he was. Was he a Warcraft player before? I think he was, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
Pretty certain. But it's good to see him making an appearance in all these online cups lately.
Yeah, because he did disappear for a while, semi-retired, I suppose, or did retire technically. Tried his hand at other games and other aspects of life, I suppose, and I definitely want to see him come back to form. As Europeans are doing better than ever right now, man. And say what you will, I mean, we can talk about the WCS system of this year and the pros and cons it had, especially in regards to the Korean scene, and some can give, I think, perhaps make the argument that because of this scene, the skill level of the foreigners have risen. Is that circumstantial? Like, is it just that they were already on the rise and these events made no difference, or is it because of these events and the new WCS system that they reached their full potential? I mean, arguments could be made on either way, but I don't know. I think
there's no question in my mind that Neeb, that Nurchio, and even Uthermal, right? Wannabe Trace, let's go for it, are doing better than they've ever done before, and perhaps are the highest skill level now, and maybe not relatively, compared to the time they played in the era, but of any foreigners ever. Maybe.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Like, but, if you're going relatively, I think, yes, Stefano still has that crown. Like, he was
if you're going relatively,
the best.
But I mean, you look back at those games, and everybody was playing just a touch worse than now, of course.
It's really hard to compare, but yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to compare. I mean, of course, you know, you have players like Huck at the very start, Wings of Liberty, who essentially the ace for, what was it, OGSTL, when they were playing the Team League together?
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was.
And, you know, essentially filled that ace role in a couple of games and, you know, beat in that MLG whole bunch of Korean players there, including MC, who at the time was, you know, one of the best.
champion, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
But let's look at this really quick and we can get back into that.
Yeah,
just after. There's nothing here to defend. Nothing here to defend, and these are going to do a lot of damage, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Sake. We've seen actually Sake do this before. He definitely favors this sort of adept build. He'll do this adept build into standard like Colossus play. Something that we've seen before. We're not sure if he's going to do it this game, securing a third base. But the economy for an Ibram is completely shattered right now. Ling's got a nice little surround on these adepts, but even Lings don't trade effectively against clumped up adepts. They will eventually get cleaned up, but Element at what cost? As all these workers, so many workers have gone down. Actually, how many have gone down, Element?
23 have gone down, and 21 Lings as well. Only 7 adepts. Look at the worker count. And the army values.
Hard, Element, be still.
He could send more adepts, and he is. And this is just going to be crushing.
It is. Now, before people in chat go like, oh, Protoss, it's just that the timing of this is very powerful, and there's completely no preparation or scouting done from Onibram to get to deal with this. He has the Roach Warren, guys. What's he building?
Well, the Roach Warren was
prepared.
The Roach Warren was far too late. He started it as the adepts entered. So he had no real counter, no spines or anything like that. No spines, it's not ideal, but at least it's something. Yeah. He had nothing of that sort. This is actually exactly, by the way, I keep going back to this, what happened to Rogue in game 1 versus Neeb. It wasn't prepared for the adept.
Was that a 3-gate adept?
Well, yeah, it was far fewer adepts, but, you know, they just got in there and did the damage.
Yeah. That's what I read in the summary anyway. We have these adepts still wreaking havoc inside the main and natural base of Onibram. Onibram just floundering about with his roaches. Poor guy trying to hold on for his dear life, but he is less than half the supply.
It's 90 supply versus 34.
Opponent. Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time. Now the gates are being added in, the immortals are being cranked out, sentries are already here. He's going to go for the final death push. It's going to be hard to defend this. So, whilst we wait for that to happen, I'll just add my finishing touch. Yeah, so, like we said, relative to the era, we had Stefano, we had Huck, and now we have these 3. I don't think... Have we ever before had 3 be strong all at the same time? Strong?
I think we not so much, but either way, Sake takes the series 2-zip versus an Ibram, and he will move on to face Poppy Joe in a PvP coming at you right away, right here on Gauntlet Season 2. Qualifier #1, sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. I'm Bobby, also with me is Element. And yes, Element, I'd like to continue that thought about that, since we're waiting for our next series, which will be up right away, guys, as we're just going into series after series, keeping the StarCraft rolling here at this $50 qualifier. And of course, winner gets $50 qualifies for tomorrow's $100 Gauntlet event, which Mana, Bly, and Masa wait in the wings there. But yes, your thoughts, I definitely like that train of thought. I love StarCraft 2 history and thinking about the legacies that have been fulfilled and some potential that, you know, legacies that just went unfulfilled. And Huck was one of those players, yeah, in the beginning, Wings of Liberty primarily, even a little bit of Heartstorm, but mostly Wings of Liberty. He carried the flag of the foreigner scene for a long time there. He was, to this day, and probably until forever, he was the most active foreigner in GSL. He participated more in the GSL than anybody else. And yet
he was really strong when the game was perhaps less about macro and more about aggressive timings early on. One base was the standard for a while, and you know, and if you took your second base too early, you just die. Of course, maps played a huge role in that. They were so close and so small, and there was no ramps in a lot of them, and so you didn't really have any defensive advantage at that point either. But yeah, I remember watching. I think we watched this at the same time. There was like a Huck versus, I think it was Huck versus Violet. This maybe is in the last. I think it was maybe just before Heartless Swarm came out. But he did these aggressive timings, and he had this army that shouldn't have won and did win. I think that was one of the major ones I remember. And I mean, that was when Violet was like, you know, top tier, right when he came over, basically, I think. Got
All right.
any,
It looks like Jordan asked you a question in all chat there, just in case you missed it.
Oh.
Something about the semis. But yeah, so definitely an interesting history there. Huck, yeah, someone could say it was, that aggression sort of build, but not in the latter half of his success in the GSL. I think he said it perfectly on one of his streams once. He said that he did best when Protoss was doing bad. So when Protosses in general were doing poorly, he was doing well in the GSL, and he was. It was really, at one point, I remember it was just him and a Protoss called Killer that were in Code S at the time, and I forgot what round it was, but and a couple times it's like that, him and like one of the Protoss, and then it would just be like almost all Terran and Zerg, mostly Terran, of course. At the time, GOM TV ran the GSL, and so people just called it GOM TVT because there's so many Terran matchups. And but Huck was holding down the fort, not just for Protoss alike. At one point, for a short window, he was considered the best Protoss in the world, never mind the best foreigner. And but it was a glorious time. A lot more GSLs happened then than they do now, only 2 a year. Then there were multiple, like, I don't know how many, like 6 a year at least, it seemed. And Code A had a lot of money on the line in Code A too, so I mean, I guess that's the case too. There's money in Code A this time, I think, as well, but it was almost more tournament style, and the scene was a little bit different back then, 2010 to 2012, for those who may be a little bit newer to the StarCraft 2 scene. But I find it absolutely fascinating. It's a rich history that StarCraft 2 has, and it's yet it's a short, condensed history, and that's what makes it so rich in its storytelling potential, I think. And as we did allude to, Stefano is definitely one of those players that, in his time, which was a little bit kind of when Huck was on the decline technically in worldwide, I guess, favor as his results were declining, Stefano rose up and kind of replaced him and surpassed him in as far as performance is concerned. Koreans were active in nearly all foreign tournaments. They were there, the top foreigners, and Stefano was beating them consistently and winning tournaments and became the winningest foreigner. Right now, him and Snoot are like close in prize money overall, though. But I think still prestige goes in Stefano's favor. But as far as Snoot's concerned, we didn't mention him as one of the best foreigners. He's holding it too. If not, the argument can be made he's the best Zerg foreigner in the world, even higher than Nurchio. It's hard to say. But that's what I was alluding to earlier on. That's the time we live in right now. Foreigners are quite possibly the best they've ever been. Lots of room for improvement too, and we could see that. We see the potential in these players, rising stars like Bales and Massa and the Neeb, who's ahead of the curve of those players, but they're not far behind. There's potential in them. Semper too, a Canadian Terran player, lots of potential in him. Europe has a slew of players too that are often overlooked and hold so much potential in their StarCraft 2 game. And I think, yeah, the WCS system definitely some flaws, but I think you could say with strong evidence that it did well for the foreign scene. So yes, anyway, we will be heading to the next series very shortly. It'll be Sake versus Poppy Joe by the looks of it. And this is the Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1, sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. Yes, Element.
Oh, sorry, I just put my headphone back on. We're going to jump to the EU server, because these guys are both from EU. Oh,
okay, makes sense. Oh, right. I'm going to have to log out then. All right, I'll do that. Also, guys, I guess I haven't actually looked at chat for a bit here. I know a lot of people were betting on gambling them bobbins. Guys, bobbins the most valuable currency on planet Earth. It makes the euro look like monopoly money. So if you guys are interested in that, just watching alone while you're signed into Twitch earns you points, or earns you bobbins rather. And what's my sign-in element? I never have to sign into StarCraft. I'm always signed in. So why is it? Oh, no. I don't remember my passwords. And I think I chose the right one. Yay. Okay. could happen too. Just watch. No, but I made it in this time, guys. It's all good. But yeah, bobbins too. You can bet your bobbins as well in chat. It's pretty awesome. And we have been planning different things of what bobbins are worth. So they do matter, guys. They do matter. And just keep saving them up. Keep doing your betting. They will matter at some point. We're coming up with ways to make it matter. It's not just some immaterial. Yeah, it's not just some immaterial points. There's definitely something we want to do with it.
Here's my thoughts on it. going to culminate on the Season 2 finals. And that's when it's going to matter for sure. So, that's going to be end of October. And the highest point winner at that point. I mean, I think that's just the smartest thing to do.
I think that's genius.
Plus, also, yeah, it just has to. Has to. And, don't you think you're safe there, Corona Boy? We're coming for you.
Helmet's coming for you, Corona Boy.
Yeah. We're going to devalue our currency and inflate the rate that the bobbins get handed out.
All
just
right,
to force him up.
So it's the Gauntlet Fed, is what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was in Tempo's stream one time, and he has I can't remember what they're called now. Tempo's Bootios is what they're called. And I was the highest, I had the most. And then he upped the oh, what happened there?
Something was bugged. They have to remake.
Oh, okay. Jump out. I didn't even go into the game yet. I was just getting the score up. Well, the score ready to be up. And then he increased it from, I think, 1 to 5 or something like that, or 5 times as much. And everybody who had tons of the Bootios was just going crazy. Because all of a sudden people were, you know, your Bootios are now worth 1/5 of what they were before. So I don't think we'll pull that kind of stunt.
No. No, don't want to be unfair or odd like that. I know the different streamers have different currencies. We're using this Revlo bot. I know they're called guacs on Cat's stream. But remember, guys, only here, bobbins are worth something cool, probably. More likely.
No, we're gonna have to get something going. I know that's the end goal.
Yeah.
I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be something.
And something
good
cool.
too.
Definitely not nothing.
Yeah.
Shout out to MK.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of things we can do that could be really cool. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll do like we discuss shirts, but we could do like Archon match with a pro player or against a pro player. Or who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Definitely do that.
Opportunities are endless. Definitely something we'll have to discuss. All right, we're heading to this game. Finally, here we go, guys.
Archon mode with a pro player against Bob and I. Oh boy.
Oh,
actually,
that'd be devastating.
It should be against C-Tone and the C-Tone Archon Corp. That's who we should be against. Because that's a funny one. Okay, we're jumping in right now. We've got Papa Joe and Sake here, Bob. Game number 1. In the bottom right corner, the hero we've been following all day, Papa Joe.
All right, and in the southwest side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player, the German legend himself. It is Sake.
Nice, good stuff. Anyways, we've got the two 8 coming up for Sake here. Same on the other side for Papa Joe. Timing doesn't really matter on these, or when the second one gets dropped, because you're still gonna be waiting for Cybernet score to finish up anyways. This is something I was doing, by the way, in the end of Heart of the Swarm, but I was doing it just to be a jerk. And
that sounds like
I'd
you,
even
yes.
put my pylon like right here, and then put the second, well, you can't see it, but the chat can. Second gate down here, and the first gate right beside the pylon, and they come in and scout, and oh, it's only one gate, and then all of a sudden there'd be 4 stalkers in their base and a mothership core of a pylon going down. And I'd be like, sorry, I really need these ladder points. They make me feel good inside. You been practicing up on ladder, Bob?
What, sorry?
Hey, are you in chat?
No, you cut out a bit there. But I heard most of what you said, except for your question.
Have you been practicing up on ladder?
Have I been practicing up on ladder? I can't say I have, Helmet. My ladder.
Should probably get to that.
I should probably get to it. I know. I've been so busy on stuff. Oh, what's this going on, Helmet? What's this going down here? Could be expansion. I'm just joking with you. But we have. Yeah. No. I wish I should be doing more ladder. I've been making music so much and working on these assets. I gotta ladder it up, man. I gotta get higher. I believe in myself, as everybody should.
Yeah. So we have the 2 stalker for Sake here versus Adepts for Poppy Joe. And the stalkers are going to come up without much to push them back. There is a mothership core, but 2 pylons and looks like 2 Only one overcharge right now, actually, so if he chooses to do the pylon down by his Nexus, they can just skirt around and walk up to the main, even. Though, one Stalker's coming out and the second Stalker will join shortly. Is he going to put it down on this pylon? I guess he will. Okay, there he goes. Just jumps out, gets the shields back up. I think 2 more Stalkers were created back at home. Nexus, by the way, huge lead here for Poppy Joe, which is interesting.
Yeah, and he's going to eventually chase away these Stalkers.
That shot on the Stalker there to stop the regen, you know, for another 10 seconds. Is it 10? Could be 15. I think it's 10 though. Really forces the aggression to be put on hold here. See, even if he jumps up right now, Photon over Russell, put that down. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get a whole lot done there once these gateways turn into their warp gate selves.
Alright, yeah, warp gate just finished. These are turning into warp gates. He'll start to warp in some army here, which he desperately needs to defend against these 4 Stalkers, as he's starting to run out of energy on his mothership core. In fact, I don't think he has enough energy for another Photon overcharge right now, and he does not want to get any sort of damage done, as Element did point out. His expansion is quite a bit ahead of that of Sake, but Sake is a little bit of micro battle between these both these players. Oh, one of the sections
enough energy there to pop the Guardian Shield, but didn't.
Well, actually, I think that went better overall for. No, actually, no. With the loss of that Sentry, maybe not. I think definitely Sake took that.
Oh god! No, the overcharge is just about ready.
Oh wow!
It's the It's the warpins that happen right up here. You know, defender's advantage, basically, that are really telling the story here.
Interesting bit of micro battle that they had between both players. I did find that both players did make some mistakes, especially at the end there. Element, did you notice that Sake sent a Stalker up the ramp?
Yeah, one rogue Stalker went up for no real reason.
Little odd. Unfortunate for Sake there, but I think overall the game has evened out despite the expansion lead for Poppy Joe. The expansion.
Yeah, Poppy Joe's expansion lead. Sake has the worker lead though.
Yeah.
Interesting how that happened, but he wasn't really making any probes down there when the battle was happening. It was Poppy Joe, where off of one Nexus, Sake was going ham. So yeah, overall it's gonna kind of even out tech-wise though. We have the Immortals already out on the field. Just a robo started here, but that Adept upgrade's more than halfway done, which is interesting.
Yeah,
both of these guys gonna float some Adepts to the other side. In fact, they scouted each other with their warp prisms. Also pretty funny.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for both players, and looks like Sake's gonna be more than prepared here for this warp prism. But is Poppy Joe prepared for the warp prism on his side of the map? And it does not look to be the case. As
no, but he didn't take any damage yet. In fact, both those workers took 1 hit each. So overall, nobody did any damage. And look, the warp prisms were both stuck in the chamber there.
That's just
Call
embarrassing.
it the chamber. Hey.
Yeah, I don't know what we would call it. It's just island bases, I suppose.
Yeah. Gotta shift queue them bad boys. Something.
Alright, now we have a Twilight Council coming out for Poppy Joe behind all of this. Now that's going to be a little bit behind that, I mean quite a bit behind I should say, that of Sake. I don't imagine he's going to be getting Resonating Glaives right now, do you think? As Resonating Glaives is complete for Sake right now. And unless he's going to go straight for some sort of Twilight Council or Dark Shrine. I don't know, either way, Poppy Joe...
that was something interesting. Could have force filled those 2 Adepts in and held them in place. Sake, by the way, making a little bit of a push out here. Maybe just trying to stop a third if it is, though the warping's happening at this point. Warp Prism on the other side for Poppy Joe, just outside the third, waiting. Perhaps if the third goes down, he'll make a big warp in. Yeah, I don't know what upgrades he's going to shoot for here.
Well, he's going for Resonating
Glaives.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to have. Yeah, unlike Blink, it's just like a pure buff, where it's not even really control based. Man, that's a lot of Adepts coming in, and they have Resonating Glaives already.
They do.
Force fields could go down. Where's the Mama Core? Is it in the main base?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late for party here, guys. Oh,
I think
force fields.
He's outgunned, definitely. Immortals just target that down instantly.
Yeah, we do have some adepts from Poppy Joe joining in the battle, but with the Resident Glades advantage for Sake. Here he has, both players have +1 attack, but another warp in right on the front door for Sake. Mortal for Poppy Joe putting in the work, but as is Sake, and that's it. GG is called. Sake takes game number 1 in a decisive attack to end that game. Now Poppy Joe, yeah, his Resident Glades was way late. It wasn't even, like, not even halfway done by the time that attack was ending. And yeah, it just was ill prepared for that attack completely. He did have a War Prism on the side of the map, had a couple of adepts in there. I think he was waiting for some sort of counter aggression, but that attack happened so decisively, so quickly. He had no time to respond. Plus, he needed every warp in he could back at home to try to defend. He was just outgunned with the same composition, and it was just a better upgrade, and that makes a big difference. Obviously, yeah. Resonant Glaives attacking 45% faster per. It's like, you know, Stim Marines versus non-Stim Marines, kind of like that. Yeah, a little bit devastating for Poppy Joe, but I'm sure he'll learn from that. The openings it's a fairly similar game between both players, mirrors in their own right. The expansion was a little bit faster for Poppy Joe, and but it ended up being equalized due to the little push stalker aggression from Sake, and that pretty much sums up that game. All right, so we're heading into game number 2 right now.
Adept upgrade, like you said, being finished is huge too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll jump into game number 2 here, and I believe when we get back to the other one, that semifinal, second semifinal might be started, but we'll jump into that if this one is ending 2 games. But hopefully Poppy Joe can get this into a long series here, and by long I mean 3 games.
All right, actually I haven't even looked at the bracket. What's the bracket looking like right now?
Looking like we're almost there.
Interesting.
Jump in, Bob.
All right.
I'll throw that up while we're doing this right now.
Okay.
And team number 2, here we go. So Guru is on the other side waiting for Revolver versus Wooded Micro. Right, Microbe. Oh, Revolver won. Microbe, no. Happened right before my eyes. So, yeah, we're in game number 2 here. Oh, are we leaving this one?
No, why?
Oh, I guess no. I saw Sake leave, but I guess he just didn't enter yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so we are in the semifinals of this event, guys. Not double elimination. It's just making its way through. So, Sake versus Poppy Joe is this semifinals. This is still best of 3, right? And then best of 5 finals. All right.
Yeah, we'll do best of 5 finals. Just makes sense.
All right,
even
cool.
if it wasn't.
Oh, and so Guru. Yeah, of course, Guru's making his way. He's very strong, very powerful Zerg player. We've cast him quite a few times, making his way through. And he will face Revolver. So that's ZVZ, I believe. I think that's the Zerg Revolver, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. It's not the Russian streamer, that's for sure.
Yeah, so this is starting to form up. So it could be Sake, Poppy Joe, Guru, or Revolver making their way into tomorrow's Gauntlet Season 2 number 1 event.
These guys are all European, right? At this point?
I think so, yeah.
So that'll be interesting. And we'll have 3 European players.
I don't know where Poppy Joe is from, though, actually.
Poppy Joe's in Europe.
Is he?
Sure. Yeah, because he was the one saying earlier that the ping, right. The leg, was a little bit bad. But yeah, that means we'll have 3 European players tomorrow, 1 North American being Masa, but he's on the East Coast, so at least that's good. That's where you want to be for that EU to Europe game. But okay, let's take it away here. Game number 2, Bob. I'm just going to get that score up before we jump in.
All right, guys. Game 2, Poppy Joe versus Sake. Sake with a 1-0 lead versus Poppy Joe so far in this PvP matchup. This is Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1, $50 on the line in this qualifier. The winner will be placed in tomorrow's Gauntlet Season 2 event. $100 event at that. Who they'll face is Mana, Bly, and Masa to battle out for that prize pool. This event is sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. You can follow the series on Twitter at Gauntlet SC2. And of course, OSC Root at SC2_online. All right.
Just 1 second, Bob.
All right, cool.
Just fixing one thing.
Gotcha. All right, blast to be here with you guys today. I'm Bobby Awesome, with me is Element. If you guys do enjoy what we do, consider hitting up that sub button. It supports the stream directly, allows us to continue doing what we're doing, or even the donation button down below.
Well, you know, even the follow button, if you haven't followed.
Even the follow button, yeah.
And you want to stay up to date on this channel, we appreciate everything.
Absolutely. Goes a long way.
Just getting more people here is what we really want too. But,
exactly. More eyes.
Yeah. So I'm going to take it away here, Bob. In the top right corner, we have the Protoss player, Poppy Joe.
All right, and to the southwest side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player up 1 game. It is Sake.
Very nice. Man, I'm actually excited because one of these 4 players, well, Poppy Joe, Sake, Guru, and Revolver, are going to go up against Masa tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just... what was that sound, Bob? Is that a no hope sound?
No, 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 it was indifferent, really. I was just like,
It was like a... those poor guys.
In a way, yeah. And there's maybe subconsciously, I did sigh in sadness for them because the first matchup is against Masa.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Well, I think it's a $35-$15 split today, actually, for a second.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think... Well, that's what it says on the bracket. At this point, we can't change that.
All right, then after that's the case, that's cool.
So that's pretty nice, too.
Yeah.
But already, one of these guys will win 35, the guy who goes on to tomorrow. So it's not like this is worth nothing. It's actually pretty nice for a qualifier to have a prize like this.
Yeah, it's very much not very common, let's say the least. Yeah.
Yeah. And then tomorrow you get to test your skills against Masa, which should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and then I mean you'll also end up facing one of the other players likely too. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, you have to. It's not likely. It's has to be.
Pretty much how it rolls. And so yeah, either Bly or Mana or Masa. That's tough company to be in. But I mean, when you're entering esports in a scene like this, you have to expect that and prepare for it. Otherwise, what are you here for, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it's awesome.
What's cool too is that it's going to be. Hold on, let me just look at this. Depths on both sides. Pylon goes down to make sure you can't warp into the main or shade into the main. And I'm just gonna get out. And these 2 depths just gonna stop any workers from getting down the ramp at the same time. Let's see if he. Okay, he cancels it. What I was gonna say is it's cool because both our matchups will be a non-mirror matchup, and then the losers bracket will have to be a non-mirror as well.
Nice.
I think. Actually, I guess it could be a mirror, but it's unlikely. So that'll be fun.
All right,
I do like the odd ZBZ here and there. I
do. Actually, I don't mind mirror matchups in Legacy of the Void.
TBT is the only one that I'm not
as hyped about.
Just because both of I mean, I played Terran back at the very start of Wings of Liberty, but at the noobest level possible.
Yeah.
And you've never played Terran, and so our Terran just casting it is a bit harder than it is the other ones. Wow, look at this, Bob. We got a huge proxy of a Dark Shrine, a Robo, and the Twilight all in the bottom right corner by Poppy Joe.
Poppy Joe's proxying all the things, guys.
Yeah.
That's what's going on right here.
Taking the base.
Hey, Poppy Joe, where's your proxy nexus, brah? Where's your proxy nexus?
Just put down a proxy Stargate there.
It's a big map. Do it. You're proxying everything. Just do it. Listen to Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, we need to get that in for the.
Well, I know I've tried working on a couple things. I never liked what I did, so I don't know. I'm thinking about we'll have to
I had Tempo's song in at one point, where that comes up, and we're getting a couple workers here. Are these adepts?
And these Phoenix and Phoenix of Sake in the main base of Poppy Joe actually got the health pretty low for this Mothership Core. Mothership Core did throw down a Photon Overcharge, but that will only last so long. Element is these Phoenix are shirking around looking for some damage.
The main question is, Bob, will this observer cross the map?
That is a great question. That is a vital question, Element. But it seems to be content with being parked outside the natural base.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he does decide to move it out, massive map, makes sense to do so sometimes. The only difference is he doesn't need to.
Okay, DT's coming in right now, Bob. Here we go. Damage.
Sake has
going for the
Phoenix
pylon.
Scouting the map, so he doesn't need to send out an observer too.
What's killing that pylon for? I don't get it.
All right, the DTs are trying to put in some work, but the observer was close and immediately kills the DT. A little bit unfortunate opening for Poppy Joe. Poppy Joe is getting some kills though. Well, 5 kills with that Dark Templar.
He got 5 kills. Yeah. Could have got many more. Focus that pylon for a good 5, 6, maybe even 7 slices. Probably closer to 6, but a little bit unfortunate. I guess perhaps he. No, I don't know. Maybe he thought it would unpower the Stargate, and that might be his only form of detection. I suppose that could be the one thing you could say. And then once he saw his other DT died, that's when he decided to switch it off.
That makes sense. We have these Phoenix now, 4 Sake moving into the main base, picking off a couple workers here and there, and forcing another Photon Overcharge to go down. There's still energy for a few more Photon Overcharge, so
we've got,
I think Poppy Joe's going to do well for himself defensively there.
a gateway proxy down there now too, by the way.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, anyway,
Add to the buildings that are proxied.
Just put your robotics bay down there. Just do it everything. Come on, Poppy Joe. It's one pylon too, but I like it though. Massive map, proxying it. Not likely your opponent's gonna come down this way. And
you said come on, Poppy Joe, but to me it sounded like come on, Bobby Joe.
Kind of. Maybe it did.
Yeah. Third Nexus down for Sokka, by the way. It's almost up. It's 3/4 done.
I was wondering where that Immortal was going. That was scary for a second there.
Yeah, it was rallied out from the where the warp person was rallied still. If the Phoenix come over here and see this, could be wow, more pylons down there in the bottom. Yeah, sure, you know what? Just get the whole base down there. You dying over there, Bub? Bub?
Yeah, sorry.
Bub, guys.
I was coughing. It's okay. I just muted myself when I was coughing.
Bub is dead.
All right, so we have an attack going to be commenced here for Poppy Joe. We have a third base going up, or actually complete now, for Sake. And this attack is actually quite interesting.
It's got 8 gates behind it, and Sake, the rest of his production's just rounding out right now. Gateway-wise, he's still a little bit behind. Does he have an observer? Sake has an observer seeing this stuff, but I'm wondering if Poppy Joe has one, because if he does, sniping the observer right now, like if he had an observer right there and he sniped this observer, DTs would just rain down from above, kill them all the things. Actually, rain down from beside. They wouldn't be above anybody.
All right, so this army composition is very similar between both players. What are our upgrades going on? 1-1 for both players, or plus
yeah, it's
one
very
attack?
similar.
Yeah.
Although is the adept upgrade done for Sake? No, it isn't. That's quite huge.
Yeah, and the big difference here too is we have Archons in the mix.
Oh, it's finishing right now.
If
he attacks right now, he has an advantage in the adept upgrade.
Is going to commence. Who is going to come out ahead, guys? Here as the tournament lifeline for Poppy Joe is on the line. These Archons are putting a lot of work.
2 pylons though, Bob, putting in massive damage.
Yeah, double Photon Nova Russell going down, immediately evaporating some of these front units of Poppy Joe, forcing
armor supply though staying strong for Poppy.
It is
60 versus 30.
Yeah, the supply for Sake is starting to collapse a little bit as long as he
Poppy's pushing in, Bob.
He is pushing in. These Phoenix are largely useless as they cannot lift Archons. They can lift these stalkers and
Poppy's crushing forward.
He is pushing forward. The army
I think this is done.
I think so too, Element. This army for Sake seems to have disappeared before our very eyes as this force of Poppy Joe is left largely uncontested. More warpins happening for Poppy Joe behind the scenes. This Phoenix trying to take out this warp prison, but the one hero Archon staying
I mean, a quarter of the supply right now is in observers for Sake.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of observers. If only they could like do something.
Yeah. Just suicide bomb down into the army. This is GG.
That's it. Wow. GG is called, and Poppy Joe ties the series 1-1. This best of 3 in Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1, sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. I'm Bobby, also with me is Element, and we are heading into game number 3 right away. What an awesome thing to behold there. Very well placed attack after his DTs. Didn't do a whole lot. 5 kills, not bad, but worth the price of 2 DTs? Questionable. Now, it was just a better composition this time, whereas Sake invested in Phoenix. What did those Phoenix do? They enabled him to have map control, map vision. He could always scout in towards the main base of Poppy Joe. Poppy Joe did not overreact them. He didn't go warping a bunch of stalkers all the time and try to chase them down. He just used photon overcharge and kept his mothership core safe in his main base between his pylons. And so those 3 initial Phoenix didn't do a whole lot. Now, they also didn't end up doing a whole lot in the battle when Archons are on the field, wrecking face. They do a lot of damage versus the Adepts, which is the meat of both their armies. Now, that's splash damage. What splash damage did Sake have? Nothing. And that's really what helps things spiral out of control. And we saw him take that game. All right, I'm going to take a look at chat as I have a spare minute here.
You keep talking to the guys too. I'm going to just quickly type something out here.
All right, cool. As we're waiting for our next game, we're going to go do this here. Some things. Actually, I'm way behind in chat. Thank you guys for being active in chat. Betting your bobbins, the most valuable currency in the universe. It's a lot better than gold pressed latinum in the Star Trek world, and it's more valuable than the euro, more sought after than the red diamonds or something. I don't know. All right, so Frozen Temple is the map by the looks of it. Sake versus Poppy Joe. Game 3 gonna come at you very shortly. Still looking at chat, and a lot of you guys betting away your lives here. Also, again, this currency bobbins will be worth something at the end of this season, so definitely bet them wisely.
Yeah. Oh, jump in now, Bob, if you haven't already.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm gonna make sure we get something good on that. I know C-Tone, we had talked about that before I think last season when we wanted to get the bobbins going but didn't. Of course, we didn't have the bobbin name solidified yet, like we do now. It just makes sense.
That's true. Oh, Corona Boy's in chat. I want to give a shout out to Corona Boy.
Corona Boy's been in chat the whole time. I love reading what Corona Boy says too. You know, he lost 1,000 bobbins, has 15,000 bobbins, puts the sad face as if he has anything to be sad about.
After taking all your bobbins?
The richest 1% of the bobbin holders are richer than the entire 99%. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, we need to. Tatty GG TV says, please say I'm not crazy. This is a new mic, right? I'm 99% sure Bob sounds different to last time I watched.
No, well, Bob actually put in some effort.
No, last couple times I sounded like potato. Something went wrong with our mic setup when we were doing proxy events, like when I'm actually not in studio. So I literally did a whole bunch of audio reworking and revamping of my setup. So same mic, just different setup.
Well, I mean, you actually have audio processing on it now.
Yeah, actual audio processing. Before it was just straight. I mean, it always was hit and miss when I didn't do that. So may as well just make it consistent for once and for all, I suppose. I can always make some changes if there's too much bass or something. I don't know.
I mean, we should let the chat hear the on off.
Oh yeah.
Let them know the difference.
No, I don't want to do that. It's embarrassing. So bad.
Hello, Bob number 1 with the good sound. How are you? Can you introduce me to Bob number 2 with the bad sound? Sound like a robot.
Morse code sounds. That's all it is.
Do I have a scrappy kid over here?
Oh, also in chat we have Havdal says Poppy for the win. Yeah, man, Red Blood's fighting. Hashtag says Azalis. We got definitely big fans of Poppy Joe in chat. I'm a huge fan of Poppy Joe. Definitely love his games. Puts on a show. Always super friendly, and we cast a lot of his games in recent times. And he's putting up one heck of a fight against a veteran such as Sake.
Yeah, I do believe that's true. I don't believe that's false.
All right, so you in the game, Element?
Yep.
All right, cool.
We're in the game.
All right, cool. Then to the south, we have the purple Protoss player. It is Poppy Joe.
And to the north, Bob, we have the player taking the first game, the Protoss player, the player. It is Sake.
You just tried to get some alliteration going where it didn't belong.
No, it's because I'd already said player twice, so I decided I'd just go all the way.
Oh, gotcha.
If you're going to do it, go all the way. Otherwise, don't go at all, Bob. We've seen this exact pylon placement before by Poppy Joe. He did win that game quite soundly in the first series of the day, I think it was. Against... what was the name again? Mac or something? You remember the name?
Oh, the first series of the day? Oh yeah, it was
Don't you remember that?
Why do I forget? That's terrible. Oh, it was dang it, Element, why do you put me on the hunt?
You forget?
Oh, it's called Mac Attack, of course. I actually have it written down too. Mac Attack.
Yeah, Mac Attack. There you go.
Yeah, I love that name. It's a great name. It's a name of strength. Or maybe not, but it's a really cool name nonetheless, and definitely catchy.
Yeah, great name. I'm quite happy about that name.
All right, so we have 4 stalkers, 4 stalk game heading across the map, but as well prepared is Poppy Joe with the high ground vision. He's get the first shots off, and he does. Let's see this micro battle go down. Will he get that one stalker? No, it seems to be just out of range to be effective, and he will pull back to get that high ground advantage yet again, as there is that bush shroud. Of course, you don't want to engage into that. It's be detrimental. All right, now we got 5 stalkers available for Poppy Joe, but is he going to walk right into the bush element? It's going to be pretty... Oh, he gives up the ground is Sake, as he does know he has the
Bush League move.
Stalker disadvantage Bush League. It was literally a Bush League move, Element, that's true.
Anyways, we got the pylon up front, so it's completely safe. Not as long as he over-rustles it.
Yeah,
oh, dear Lord.
Oh, nice force field, actually, wow. Gonna get 1 stalker, 2nd stalker about to fall down. There it goes, and that's almost evens this out with the sentries in tow plus the mothership core. The pylon did fall though, so he has to rebuild.
Sentries will have to actually put in some damage here. If they don't, this is not going to end well for them. Immortal coming down though.
Oh,
the big boy.
That ends this. And forced to pull back is Poppy Joe. Very bold move there, but it did not pay off this time, Cotton.
Oh no.
Oh, these stalkers. Actually, no, still, to put that Immortal, you have to respect the Immortal. You can't just.
I mean, one Immortal with the new shield can take on like 5 stalkers. So.
Yeah.
Literally can.
Yeah, the DPS of a stalker, I mean, they shoot so slow. So, yeah, the stalker definitely does not fare well against Immortals. It never has, and certainly not now in Legacy of the Void.
Yeah.
All right, so natural base up and running for both players. What is the worker count now, Element? We got a little bit of a lead for Poppy Joe.
Yeah, a little in favor of Poppy Joe. Armor supply in favor of Sake, though. And, of course, he's got those Immortals already out with the Robos just now starting for Poppy. So, he paid for it in that regard. Twilight Council on the way here and up. Probably get a +1 attack at the same time for Poppy.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll see, though. Because, 2 Immortals. Lots of sentries out. Maybe he goes for an attack.
Well, it depends. Now, Poppy Joe will, if he senses that an attack is on the way, Resonating Glaives is being researched too. If that finishes in time before possible attack from Sake, he could be fine, but that's a big if, because now the attack seems to be underway for Sake before Resonating Glaives will finish at all, and that's the only hope he has, is getting a bunch of Adepts, which Immortals aren't exactly awesome against. And because these 2 Immortals are absolutely going to wreck Poppy Joe's army. Poppy Joe looks to be caught completely off guard.
Oh, wow.
Immortals drop right on top of the Stalkers, and Poppy Joe forced to pull back to his natural base under the safety of his Mothership core. Yeah, I know. Poppy Joe's forced to pull back. This is amazing. And nice
goodness.
Going from Sake. And
Poppy's being broken.
He is being broken.
Oh, no, Poppy.
Very good for the fan favorite here.
Poppy.
Poppy Joe. I don't know, does a well-timed attack as decisive
the
as
micro
Poppy Joe was in game 2, as is Sake in game 3, and this looks like the beginning of the end, sirs, and that's it. GG is called. Sake takes game 3 and the series moves on to the finals in a Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1. Sponsored by OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2. You can follow the Gauntlet series on Twitter at Gauntlet SC2. Get notified all things of this channel. Everything
pay your respects
about here.
Poppy Joe.
Poppy Joe, yeah, everybody pay respects to Poppy Joe. Thanks, Poppy Joe, for participating in yet another event.
Throw a couple bobbins over your shoulder, Bob.
Throw a couple bobbins over my shoulder. All right.
It was nice knowing you, Poppy.
I don't have any bobbins right now, I don't think. I mean, I may have earned some, I guess, from watching the stream. I am logged in after all, but I should check that. Oh, yeah, so we know there's a lot of Poppy Joe fans in chat, but hope you guys will cheer for the next players coming up in this event. Also, sponsored this event, I did say, it's OSC Brute, so big shout out to them. Thanks for helping increase the prize pool to $50 for this qualifier. So $50 qualifier, the winner will then place into tomorrow's $100 Gauntlet Season 2 debut, where we have Masa, Mana, and Bly will be joined by the winner of today's qualifier. We'll battle for the $100 prize pool and, of course, the top 3 players in tomorrow's event. So 3 of the 4 players tomorrow will qualify for the Season 2 Finals. That is the $1,000 Gauntlet Season 2 Finals, which will happen at the end of October. 16 players will battle it out for that. It'll be, 12 players from Gauntlet events and 4 from Ladder Heroes. Fear Dragon's Ladder Heroes will be in that Tournament of Champions, pretty much. It's gonna be pretty awesome at the end of the year, or end of October, the end of this season. So, guys, we still have lots of StarCraft ahead of us yet today, and of course tomorrow. And the next day, we have tomorrow the aforementioned Season 2 debut. Thursday, we have Go for SE2, the Thursday for Points Edition, which we do every Thursday. And Friday, we have Amateur Hour. All these events are actually pretty much at the same time, so every day this week, we've been doing events at about noonish, so 12 p.m. Central Time. That's 12 p.m. CDT. That's what time tomorrow's event is. Thursday and Friday all start at 12 p.m. Central Time. That's 12 p.m. CDT. So hit up that follow button right here on Twitch TV. Get notified when we go live, and that's the time we go live. So hopefully it works out for you guys, as that's when we're chilling here. Friday, as I did say, is Amateur Hour, a new series we started a week and a half ago. which is a series which will money on the line, so $50 prize pool for noobs. So anybody from bronze to diamond can participate in these invite events. So they're not opens. We invite 4 players to these events in varying leagues. So our first event, we had gold and platinum league players face each other, and on Friday it'll be diamond league players. Another time we may do silver and bronze league players. So it'll vary. We want to keep it fair within those leagues. We don't want to have to face, silvers versus diamonds. It's just not fair. So keeping it fun, because noobs need love too. The majority of StarCraft 2 viewership, the majority of StarCraft 2 fans, the people who play the game are noobs. Very small percentage are pros, and that's kind of something we want to show them some love. It's kind of how we orient our cast as well to a certain degree, because just everyday people watching StarCraft, loving the game, loving life, and best game of planet Earth. And that's what it's about. Show them some love, grow the scene that way. Grassroots style. And so if you guys are interested in participating in a future amateur hour event, we are actually full up on signups for this Friday, but don't worry. If you guys do send us your information, we'll consider you for future ones, because we want to do it every single Friday. It's our goal to make it a regular thing and then some. So send this information to gauntletsc2@gmail.com. That is gauntletsc2@gmail.com. We need your username. That is in your in-game name. What race you play, what country you are from. We need your Battle.net account link for both Europe and North America. We need both of those just to know you're not smurfing, you're not some GMEU bonjour, and in your silver North America account. We need to know for sure you are who you say you are, and that you put in the games and the races that you played. So so we need those 2 links. That's super important. We need a picture of you from the waist up or from the feet up, doesn't matter. Front facing, fully clothed, preferably. Element actually is indifferent. And then we need that because we add it to the production, because we don't just do amateur hour. We don't just throw it at an event and put it together. We want to give it the same sort of love we'd give a Gauntlet event, like tomorrow's Gauntlet event. Same kind of love, even more so. We add more stuff too, even. We have planned for amateur hours that we wouldn't necessarily show regularly in a normal Gauntlet event, in theory anyway. So yes, you guys are a noob. Anybody from bronze to diamond, consider sending all that information to gauntletsc2@gmail.com. Now, if all the stuff I did say just went over your head and you have no idea all the words leaving my face, just shoot us a Twitter message on Twitter @GauntletSC2 if you're curious about participating in Amateur Hour. Now, also a minimum of approximately 100 games played per this season. Also, just to verify that you belong in the league you're in, that you're placed in. That's kind of the goal. So I encourage you to play a little bit more ladder games, and then you could, apply to participate in future Amateur Hour. It's something cool too. You could show your friends, show your mom that esports is a real thing, and Just Jordan, who's actually adminning for us today. Big shout out to him, helping things run smooth behind the scenes. He is actually our first victor of our Platinum Gold Amateur Hour, which we did a week and a half ago, our debut event. And in that time, he ranked up to Diamond, and he'll be participating in this Friday's Amateur Hour. So I'm pretty stoked for that. The hype is real. Okay, I'm going to take a look at chat and see what's going on as Element is... Oh, I just hit my mic. As Element is busy setting things up, it looks like. Are we going into the quarterfinals, or what are we heading into? The finals right away, or what?
Finals, yeah. If the other semifinals opens up, we're going to jump into that too. Okay,
yeah, because Guru versus Revolver is happening in the other semifinal right now. We're going to see what the situation there is, and Sake is waiting in the finals for the winner of that series to determine who takes home first place prize and gets that ever so important qualifying spot, as well as the money. So it's split $35 for first place. Second place will get $15 out of this $50 prize pool, provided ever so generously by OSC Brute and Gauntlet SC2. As I did say before, follow the Gauntlet series on Twitter @GauntletSC2 for all things Gauntlet. Okay. People betting their bobbins. Bobbins are pretty awesome. And oh yeah, best Marmite. I'm guessing that says, or Marmite. I'm thinking it's Marmite, but it says bronze, silver is bad, gold is okay, platinum is decent, diamond is good, master is high level, GM is top level, top GM is professional level. Yeah, marginally. I completely agree with you there too. Noob is a loose term. Anybody not going pro is noob. It's a term of endearment, as I like to call it anyway, because noobs need love too. anybody not going pro, pretty much, or anytime soon, that is, as I think Element put it, like professional noobs or something like that. I forgot what you said exactly once. And so, yeah, that's kind of how we're doing it. So it's just, yeah, it's just a term of endearment. Obviously, a person who may be in Diamond and may have been Diamond for years, it doesn't mean they're a noob. They know the game inside and out. Platinum, even gold level players too. But it's just a fun term, and it's and I definitely hope they all participate. And that's the awesome thing too. It's like we're encouraging people to play the game more and get involved more and create a community of these lower level players which makes up the StarCraft community to begin with, and just showcase their skills that they've in this game that they love, that they put in time with, that they watch, and give them a little bit of that spotlight and that feeling of competition and prestige, and that's what we like to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also in chat too is Amateur Hour info. Gauntlet SCG did post, so anything you need to know about Amateur Hour is there. It's pretty awesome. All right.
Yeah, so we're just waiting on this next one to get lined up here.
Okay, cool, awesome. Now I did have some other talking points I was going to talk about before too. What was I going to mention? I actually had a list here. Oh yeah. Speaking of, we mentioned Neeb before. As we're just waiting for our next series to get lined up, guys, as the other semifinals is occurring. Element did mention how Neeb owned FaZe in Group A of Kespa Cup, representing North American and the foreign StarCraft scene quite well, defying the odds. I mean, come on, he is in a group of GSL champions and Star League champions, pretty much. It's like, this is unbelievable. Zest, Beyond, and Rogue, guys. Zest, Beyond, and Rogue. Beyond, the recent winner of GSL. Zest, multiple-time GSL winner, one of the winningest Pro League players. Rogue, one of the most winningest Pro League players. He's like finalist of multiple events. I don't remember, has he won anything though as Rogue? It doesn't even matter. The guy's one of the best Zergs, widely considered one of the best Zergs on planet Earth. And it's amazing.
Really quick update.
Yep.
Gonna let you go back. Guru 1-2-0.
Ooh.
So it's finals time, stock at Guru.
All right,
and
guys,
we'll jump over to EU,
awesome.
I believe.
Oh, we are in EU right now, aren't we?
No. Oh, you're still there?
Yeah, I am.
Stay there then.
Okay. I am indeed. All right, so yeah, so we have Guru versus Sake coming up right now, right away in the finals. It'll be a best of 5. All the marbles on the line here. I was mentioning Kespa Cup further to look forward to in Kespa Cup. 13 hours and 46 minutes and 28 seconds from now is Hero, Pet, True, and TY battle it out in their Kespa Cup group. That's pretty exciting. A lot of good players there. Pet, I think, is definite underdog. I actually don't even know how he qualified for this event. He's a good player on MVP. It's just he's not truly stand out unless he's coming to his own. Some of these Korean players, sometimes a switch just gets clicked and they find their game. They just find it, and then they become dominant and then a household name. Group C starts in 1 day, 13 hours and so many minutes. We have Stats, Solar, Marine Lord, and Trap. So Marine Lord, obviously a lot of eyes are going to be on him, being one of the best foreign players in the scene. He's had his ups and downs for sure, but I think a lot of people remember his ups as dominating Koreans in certain European events from time to time. He's definitely a threat. I hope he's playing at the best he has to represent the foreign scene really well. That's a tough group, guys. Solar, Trap, and Stats. Particularly Solar and Stats, super powerful. Trap's pretty good in Pro League from time to time. Not a whole lot of individual accomplishments of note lately. And then, of course, Group D, September 30th for Kespa Cup. All eyes are going to be on that one too, as Nurchio's participating versus Patience, Classic, and Maru. I need not say anything else about that group, considering how powerful those Korean players are. Nurchio has an uphill battle. Neeb, I don't know whose group is worse, Element, like tougher. Neeb's group or Nurchio's group? I cannot decide. I mean,
they were both really tough.
They're equally deathy to me, and they're like Group D.
Yeah, Nurchio's going to have a hard time.
Yeah, he will. And Nurchio's so good, guys, but he's not invincible. It really depends on what level he's at this particular day. We've seen him like play some of the highest level games of StarCraft we've ever seen in our lives. We've seen a lot of players play. We've cast a lot of different players. But can he put it together that day? I hope so. I hope so for him, because he's a cool guy, cool player. We love him. He participates in these Gauntlet events quite often too. Always chill, super positive, and hope he does. Hope great success for him there for sure. So that's Kespa Cup. So yeah, big news with Neeb there too. Yes, we are getting into the finals. Best of 5 right away. I think they're just setting things up there. Maybe do they do vetoes too? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. They're likely doing vetoes and whatnot. So I'll continue on in this conversation about other things happening in the StarCraft 2 scene. Just recently, guys, big news, obviously, in the more related to StarCraft 2 than some of the other news in this regard is, so Team Liquid, I guess, got bought, technically speaking. At least massive investors kind of picked them up, which is a big deal. So, I mean, the ESPN article states that multi-esport organization Team Liquid has announced Tuesday that sale of its team's controlled interest to Golden State Warriors co-owner Peter Guber, or is it Gubber? I don't know, but I'm gonna say Guber. And
didn't multiple teams get bought recently?
Well, yeah, Team Dignitas and some other team got bought too. Yeah, from one investor group. So this one's a pretty big deal. I mean, Guber's a co-owner of Golden State Warriors, and then Ted Leonsis. I think it's Leonsis. He's like the head of an investment group that owns. What do they own? They list on the article somewhere. He owns.
I mean, you have to think.
They own Washington Capitals and Washington Wizards. That's what they own.
Wait, hold on. Are we in? Oh, that's not Guru. Yeah. You have to think too that it's like a drop in the bucket for those types of guys.
Who
own a sporting team. You don't have to pay for any cost of stadiums or anything like that, or operations. Super small compared to it, but the growth potential for esports is huge. Going into the next decade and such. So definitely. I'm surprised more haven't done this, and I think we're going to see a huge wave happen.
I think that's what exactly it is. These are the people who are dipping their toes. Just watch, people are going to be jumping in before we know it. The big companies, as you said, drop in the bucket. The growth potential in esports, it's there. We see it. It's a massively growing industry. That's well documented. Now these guys have the money for investment, and it's there could not be a better team and organization than Team Liquid, than so many other. There's so many good teams out there, right? And so many good organizations. But for as far as the StarCraft 2 community, that's a big deal, And Team Liquid has been since Brood War, right? And yeah, they have, and that's a great deal. So good for them, and I hope great things for them too. So. I mean, it's the go-to community site for a lot of people. So, and some people say, "Oh, how does that affect anybody?" We may not see it, but the fact of the matter is, I think we will. And
infrastructure-wise,
all StarCraft 2, all of it.
If they bring over some of their experience, I'm surprised that some of these sports, heavy sports, already structured teams and such haven't jumped into esports quicker. Just because some of the stuff you see, just in everyday events, for with Monday Night Football and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Could really be used in some of these esports events, and just it would triple the awesomeness in a day.
And we're seeing that effect in a way too. Was it TBS? I think in the United States, is it TBS? Yeah, TBS does the E-League. Was that a Counter-Strike League or something like that? I think it is Counter-Strike League. I remember seeing advertisements for it here. I mean, we don't even get TBS. I mean, maybe on some sort of cable package or something like that, but it's not a regular channel here in Canada. And I see advertisements for that from time to time, usually in front of a movie or something like that. And it's pretty awesome seeing that esports is being invested in like this. They're taking that, dipping their toes, and and that's great for the whole scene. I'm stoked for that, guys. So hope you guys are too. It may not be, again, full ramifications of that may not be seen for a while, but to me, it's the future is bright for esports. We always knew it. We always said it. And so, StarCraft 2, I've always said too, has a lot of room for growth. It used to be massively big. Sure, it may have got smaller a little bit, but it's doing well for itself, doing really well for itself. And
the thing to remember is
esports as a whole has grown. StarCraft 2 can grow into that now too.
Yeah, the thing to remember too is there is no other RTS game at this level.
And yeah, I don't see one coming for a long time.
Yeah, there's sales wise, there's games that do really well. Mm-hmm. I think Topher Doll, who's always a big guy in the chat here and such, one of the subs and all that. I think he was talking about. Oh, jump in on me, by the way, Bob.
Okay.
He's talking about. What did he say? Company of Heroes. I think that's what he said.
Okay.
Selling really well as well.
I did.
As far as sales on Steam, you can check them and all that.
Yeah,
but as far as a esport, as far as a game that people will watch and broadcast and stuff like that, there just isn't another RTS like StarCraft, it just isn't.
Yeah, I mean, Grey Goo was a thing for a bit too. I love that game.
Grey Goo was
the single player campaign was
Grey Goo
awesome.
happened. That's what we can say about Grey Goo. It happened, and you know, for Command and Conquer, it was a fully done game. Basically, it was in past alpha, it was in beta. They even had some tournaments happen for it. Looked amazing on the Frostbite engine. The commentators are actually fairly good at calling out the plays and stuff. They'd done a lot of pre-testing and such. They're beta players, and then it just all of a sudden they canned it just out of nowhere. And I think that would have been the biggest. KSS go. Oh, I think we're in the wrong map, perhaps. But I think that would have been the biggest other RTS that could have came to challenge StarCraft. It just didn't happen, and so even if it hits this, say we're in this niche spot right now, there's not really anything else can come and challenge it. It can only go up, basically. Yeah,
exactly. That's and so on that note, which is great, I love, man, it is awesome to be a StarCraft 2 fan, and a position we're in. We have that so much entertainment, so much history to be made yet. As much as we've had, so much more yet ahead. So that brings us to the finals for today's event. This is Gauntlet Season 2 Qualifier number 1, $50 event sponsored by OSC Brute and Gauntlet SC2. You follow Gauntlet SC2 on Twitter at Gauntlet SC2 and OSC on Twitter at SC2_online. That is SC2_online. We have this matchup coming up right now. Sake versus Guru, best of 5. First place gets $35, second place gets $15, and of course first place qualifies for tomorrow's $100 Gauntlet Season 2 number 1 event, where they'll face Masa, Mana, and Bly. I'm Bobby Awesome, with me is Element, and we're getting this one going right now. I think, right?
Yep,
You're
jumping into it right now. Game number 1 here. I'll shoot this up. Did we confirm with the players this is best of 5?
I don't know.
I hope so.
I mean, I hope you did.
Well, Jordan's been
players.
I don't know if we talked to them or not. I didn't really ask them to. So, we'll see. If we get to game 3 and they just think it's over, then
well,
I don't know.
After this game, let them know this is a best of 5, by the way, kind of thing. In the lobby, I guess, since we are in the lobby with them. All right, but after this game. All right, so we have
which corner?
I'm going to the east, to the southeast side of the map. We have the blue Protoss player. It is Sake.
Awesome. Look at this. We got the Bly hatch going on.
Oh, Bly hatch, best hatch. Although,
I think it was just pushed forward because of the block, perhaps.
I mean, it's a Bly hatch, but it's not best Bly hatch. Best Bly hatch is in
proxy Bly hatch.
in your opponent's base hatch. Yeah.
Yeah. That is one of the best Bly hatches. Got gas already on the way, coming out here for Guru, and it speed up really quickly. So I'm probably gonna take 3 hatches, right as he gets Lings out here to push this probe away as well.
And since Element refuses to introduce him, and to the west side of the map, we have the green Zerg. It is Guru.
Did I not introduce him?
No.
Thought I did, but no, I probably didn't.
Poor guy.
I was thinking about how I made a sandwich earlier today, and then I put it in the fridge, and I never ate it.
Elma's mind just obsessed with the sandwiches, I guess.
No, I made it, and then I don't remember exactly what happened, but I completely forgot it was there, and I know what I'm doing after this game now. So Lings do get into the main. Gonna be annoying to start with. Mother's Report just now being chrono boosted out. Pylon is in one side, but not both. Adept's gonna come and shoot us back as well. At the very least, he's pulling workers off the line, getting a little bit indirect damage.
Yeah, it's just indirect damage, delaying a little bit of my time. Mother's Report does come out. We'll pop the photon overcharge, clean up the rest of these Lings immediately.
Over-wrestled. There goes down Twilight Council. A little bit early, I think, for this to be a depth upgrade. You usually see two gates before that, but
unless it's just
hoping it goes into
link.
the quick DTs. Let's hope up.
Let's hope quick DTs. I would hope so, although I kind of highly doubt it, but you never know. Now I like that the
play some bombs on it, Bob.
What? Sorry.
Let's play some bobbins on this one.
Play some bobbins. I am betting.
We should get the Revlo up right now. It's gonna be quick
Bob be
DTs.
awesome now, guys. I'm not spending or betting one bobbin on anything. I am earning my bobbins and I'm keeping them. So you take your and lose your own bobbins. I'm keeping mine.
This is a perfect spot.
I'm Ebenezer Bobbin here.
Yeah, I do agree. Keep those bobbins in the pockets. Never forget.
Yeah, I've lost too
the
many
day
bobbins.
the Corona boy stole all my bobbins.
All right, we have a bunch of lings. We're heading across the map here for Guru, and I think they decided otherwise as they seem to be running back towards his side of things. We got that natural finally being taken too.
They were gonna poke at the front, but then they realized, hey, there's an adept in my base. Probably should
deal with that. Yeah, as queens don't do a whole lot of DPS.
Bob, Dark Shrine. Oh yeah. Give me them bobbins. Pay him up.
I never
remembers
bet them.
You made the bet.
I did not make the bet.
4,000 bobbins.
No bet was made. Chat is my witness. I made no bet.
Chat is my witness. Bobby Awesome said it.
I said I hope there's a Dark Shrine. I agree with
Jeremy. I accept your bet. You just dox me, Bob? How dare you?
What?
Oh boy.
Oh, the troller is real. But we have a pretty sick triple overlord drop coming out of Guru. He's going to try to get into the main base and wreck some of the economy of Sake. But this
there's pylons.
Scouting warp prism, will it see it? Oh man, the overlords are derping against this wall element, against the island bases. But I think that actually saved him from getting scouted from Sake.
The derp helped.
Saved him. I can't believe that.
Oh boy.
Either way,
where's the Mama Core? Way out of position.
So we got.
Oh, it's not going to drop yet.
No, not yet.
It's not Banes.
No, it's just a bunch of lings.
What we really need to look at is this DT drop that hasn't happened yet. Hadn't scouted it either. Are there spores up?
Yes, spore in the main.
Spore in the main.
None
in the natural. None in the third. Oh man, if he goes into the natural, that's the one area he can actually take or not get damage done. I mean, in the main.
Right now the lings are trying to put in some work in the main base, going back to the natural, but there's enough here at the natural base of Sake to clean up the rest of these lings, and that pretty much ends this drop for the most part. They will attack this newly forming third base, but will they get it? That's the question. There's actually no forces here available for Sake to defend the third base, and could very well get the cancel on that. Well, Fortune Overcharge does go down, but the pylon does as well. And yeah, this third base will have to get canceled. So that's a pretty good win from Guru, as his own third base up and running. His economy is looking strong, starting to get that creep spread with his multiple queens. DT's element, what happened? What happened to these DTs?
The DTs were pushed back. They didn't go for the other two bases, even though the spore was just placed down when they got there. And so no damage was done at all.
Yeah, really well prepared. Excellent play from Guru, playing it safe and aggressive at the same time. Not exactly a combination you often see all at the same time. Now, there's a lot of lings sharking around the map, keeping an eye on all positions that some shenanigans from Sake can come in, because DTs can still, unchecked, do a whole lot of damage. Now,
another load up of lings, Bob.
Oh, loading up more lings. Another triple overlord drop coming out of Guru, heading towards the natural. Or is he going to go to the main base? It's hard to say. He's going right between both bases, but it is scouted, I think. Yeah, it is by Sake's force.
It is scouted?
It is.
Although it pulls Sake back, he was definitely going to go for a push there with the two Archons and a Warp Prism.
Yeah, now these Archons and the Warp Prism are actually going to drop inside the main base. What can they do? Oh yeah, in conjunction with this Warp In, we've seen this already today, element. It is very, very powerful. These charge lots with Archons. See what kind of work they can get done, but that's a lot of lings. You need to consolidate your forces. Sake can't let them get spread out and surrounded by these lings, but these Archons do terrible, terrible damage versus these lings, as do Celts for that matter. No more additional Warp.
Oh, the Warp Prism!
Oh, it's so close. It does get away just in the nick of time. And he gets both Archons out as well, which is a pretty decent situation for Sake.
Yeah, now it's a lot of roaches versus, well, DTs in the fray. Yeah, nothing can see them.
DTs are putting so much work. There's no detection up front element, I don't think. No, there's nothing at all. Those DTs are putting in so much. We got some transfuses actually going down those roaches, keeping some of them alive is not so bad at all.
Well, it's makes it incredibly hard because you can't get to your third to defend it because you have to go through DT Village. Everyone's going through DT Village.
Scary village. I think it's haunted.
Oh, he got rid of the DTs. He might have just... No! What have you done, DT Village?
You still needed that village. It takes a village from DTs. Oh,
takes a village to raise an attack.
But these queens are getting low in energy. In fact, they are super low in energy. Not a whole lot of transfuses left available to them. They're only good for attacking right now, but this force is looking scary and scary by the minute for Sake, especially with some proper Warp Prism Micro. The sustain on this attack can go indefinitely. Now, what's happening on the other side of the map? Sake does have his third base up and running, and he's decided to split his forces.
Did the Lings ever accomplish anything? I saw the Mothership Core was there ready to push it back, and it looked like actually that this attack from Sake is gonna go back and just lean on that third and
I guess he didn't want to contest with Ravagers on the field too. I mean,
yeah, gets a little dicey at that point,
especially when he's trying to probe up behind all this too.
Two Archons being dropped into the main. Get some damage done.
Yeah, they get some drone kills here. They may even get a queen if they're left unchecked. The queen is getting kind of low, but Micro back the queen does Guru. The rest of the queen army here does reinforce with these roaches, and we'll chase away Sake's Warp Prism for the time being. So a little bit of drop play from both players, utilizing it to the best of their abilities. And I think so far Sake is in a really stellar position, as third base is up and running compared to a 3-base Zerg. I think it's running actually healthier. Worker supply is 56 probes to 53 drones of the Zerg player. So Sake has a definitive economic advantage as far as Protoss versus Zerg matchup is concerned. And now he may even try to capitalize on that, as his third base is running strong. That's all he wanted. He could cut back on probes a little bit unless he plans on taking a fourth anytime soon. But now he has 3 saturated bases fully here. And that's really the ace number for a Protoss player. And we're going to possibly see him try to punish this third base of Guru. And Guru,
he needs to get the queens down and snipe this Warp Prism.
This is actually an interesting engagement. His front part of his army here with these Archons was actually way away from the second.
Yeah, and this is this many Ravages gets it's a little hard to attack into up a ramp. I don't know.
Yeah, that is risky. A lot of the Crystal Balls can go down and wreck face, but looks like Sake is completely aware of that.
Archons are so, I don't want to call them derby, but they're just big and fat.
They're a big target, and they're not particularly fast. So
yeah,
dodging the Crystal Balls is difficult.
They float and they take a while to move.
But they look awesome in the Legacy of the Void trailer.
That's true, they do. So that everything's forgiven.
Yeah. We have an immortal, speaking of derping, of Sake up in the front line holding down the
queens. Do it. Now, it's gonna use his actual army. Not cool.
All right. Well, that's unfortunate for Sake. Does not want to lose an immortal. Precious, precious immortal, guys. It died. And so I expect the fourth base to come down for Sake behind this revelation that he knows he can't quite crack Guru, not yet, until he starts teching up a little bit further. Maybe introduce some Storm or something like that. What is?
Oh yeah, we've got. By the way, Lurker den on one pit den. Yeah, which one is it? Terrible.
Nice Lurkers coming on the way here for Guru. We've actually seen Guru use Lurkers before. He's quite good with them.
No pit.
Now, as far as the composition of Sake, I love it, but and it can bust through Lurker lines. So is it? Well, as a Zerg player element, do you think Broodlords is the better choice than instead of going Lurkers against the composition? Because this is what a Protoss would build to crack a Lurker siege.
So this map's actually pretty good. It's good for both Lurkers and Broodlords, but Lurkers defensively pretty good on this map. Yeah, especially because there's only one real attack avenue. You can't go through that middle. Puts 1 or 2 Lurkers on that ramp, and you can never make it through there. So, or not ramp, but bottom section.
The avenue, yes, for sure.
I feel like it's just gonna be something, even when you have Broodlords, right? Lurkers underneath that is kind of what you want. So it might be a stepping stone, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. But at the very least, Guru did cancel this fourth base from being built for Sake. He really wants that base start powering up to his next stage, or his next tier of composition. Now, Guru, his fourth base is up and running too, which is really nice.
If you check the main, it's 3 mineral patches left, and they're probably really low, 150-ish, even less. Big attack happening in the middle here. Both rocks seem to have been broken. Router, do your job.
Oh wow, actually some of Guru's army getting caught a little bit off guard here. You don't want to fight with
force fields almost happened. Oh no!
Oh wow, just immediately lost a chunk.
Lurker's warping in, Bob. Morphing in.
There they are.
Zealots and DTs? Yeah, Zealots and DTs warped in the main. That's gonna be something to deal with.
Yeah, immediately gonna take care of that Spore Crawler. Is Sake's a little warp in force, but there is a Overseer.
Okay, so Bob, we got spines, lots of queens, and 4 Lurkers here. Oh, okay, I think that was hallucinated. Oh, I don't know if he wants to attack into this.
Oh, actually, this is pretty good. Good force field. Shaves off a little bit of this force.
Good force fields, but there's so many queens, you can just transfuse for days on those Lurkers. And when you commit, you gotta commit all the way.
Well, it depends on how good his focus fire and his burst damage is, though. Make the transfuse, mitigate the effectiveness of the transfuse. But looks like Guru's going to try to run up this ramp that the ground contesting.
The observer died, Bob. The observer died.
Oh, he has no detection, so that puts a timer on the effectiveness of his attack. He has to go back home, I think, Element. He cannot stick around without an observer. A really good attentiveness from Guru to focus down that observer. Just ends this attack. You cannot do it. It's a suicide otherwise.
Kills the 4th, though. That's his own 4th finished now. So, overall, not bad, I'd say. But he needs to get something to deal with these lurkers, and they're going to get a higher number. I think the armor is good, but once you go... Oh, here we go, guys. Oh, never mind. We're not going anywhere. The immortal turn back around. One immortal will walk to his death there in the middle. I'm not sure if you saw it. I thought another one was gonna do it. He's thinking about it.
Interesting.
Oh, here we go.
Double immortal production coming out of Sake because, well, he sees the lurkers. He sees this high roach composition. Well, the immortals are naturally the best way to go. Against lurkers, sometimes it seems a little bit not unintuitive since they're going to be hit by the lurkers constantly, but they do tank so much damage. It allows you to close that distance, focus them down, and end the game, which we've seen from Protoss players against Zerg time and time again. Now, this is the composition that Sokka started with in this game, so he's not feeling uncomfortable here so far. So his 4th base is done. It's up and running. They're trying to get contested yet again with this massive lurker count from Guru, and he's going to try to contest it right here, guys.
The sport. Oh, it just came back. DT's coming in all the way around the top. Big battle in the middle. But those DTs are, I believe, going to... Oh, wait. Actually, I can't look at it because this battle's going on.
Yeah, well, actually...
I'm going to go look.
It's a Zealots.
Queens!
And some
gonna say, oh, no! No detection!
Oh, no!
But infinite transfuse, though!
Yeah, there he goes. These DTs will not kill a whole lot, I don't think. And the whole army comes back just for the one overseer. We'll eventually see these DTs, and DTs are done. Now, we do have attacks from multiple angles. Element we have Overlord, with lurker drops rather, in the main base and natural base of Sake. Although there wasn't a whole lot of mining here to begin with, this is more annoying than anything else. But keep in mind that the gas is still very important income for the Protoss players. That's something he's quite low in right now as he's trying to take up with Archons. Very gas heavy.
Wow, so many lurkers.
Yeah,
who needs workers when you got lurkers, Bob? Down to 36 is the Zerg. As I always say. Uh-oh. DTs, though, no detection for the lurkers. So the DTs will clean him up if he doesn't. He should just pick them up, actually, now. Nope, not going to do it. Okay.
Oh, it looks like he tried, but he tried to, but he actually didn't get it up in time. And
Bob, you don't try. Do or do not, there is no try.
Well, he picked up one lurker at the very least, did Guru. Now, Guru's army is massively scary, guys. Terrible composition. Something that Sake realized he can't engage with directly. He almost needs Tempest to try to break these siege lines at this case. But he lost his 4th base again, as Element did show earlier on with that Lurker Hydra Roach force. He did kill the 4th base multiple times of Guru, but now Guru has his up and running. It's going to be a little bit further delayed now for Sake. In fact, it's just under halfway done. So economically, Sake is looking in a pretty terrible position considering, on top of everything else, those lurker drops did limit gas income. So minerals may have been mined out from the main and natural base, but gas is still being mined. And if anything, that's what's more valuable to Sake at this point. And another lurker does burrow, but immediately gets killed by a DT.
If we can say one thing, though, Bob, it's that this game is getting to the epic territory.
It is. This game is definitely
epic territory.
We're entering the late game. This 4th base getting canceled again. Don't expand there anymore, my bro. Just go north.
Yeah, my bro. My bro, take the top, please.
Yeah. It's like, this is hurting my heart. Just go north. Go north.
My bro, I'm gonna call all the players that now.
Oh, he's taking it again.
No, don't do it. No.
This composition for the Zerg, it's so clunky and it has to move a lot. You could punish them for going the distance to the north base. They have the creep is almost
force fields. Force fields. No.
Not quite there yet.
Force fields have 9 range, Bob. You're always there.
Something to keep in mind that not just this max supply Zerg, he's floating a lot of money too, so his remax potential is certainly
He's trying to take this base again, Bob. Come on!
Yeah, he's trying to get this base, and it looks like Guru is going to push back. Oh no, not quite.
Really hard. The position's great here for Zerg.
Yeah.
With them lurkers.
The supply is not replenishing very fast for Sake either. He hasn't really cracked 150 for a while. Set at 136 and not really moving here. What's his production at?
He has really, these units that he has, though, they're strong. If you check army value, probably
Well, they're strong on paper, but he's against a 2-1 Zerg, and he has what? +3 attack, no armor, no shields. No shields, and he has Archon.
All you need is Protoss's attack upgrades, Bob. Everybody knows this.
I mean, getting some shield upgrades for these Archon. A shield heavy Archon.
Oh, he could have jumped on the lurkers right there when the army moved out of position. I think that was his chance.
Well, I don't think he knew, though.
I mean, he had the DTs in the bottom, and that's where the army went. So.
No. Well, I guess there's that. He just sets his observers in over this now.
Okay.
He's trying to flank the
Attacking from 2 sides. Never mind, not really a flank. I think that was an accident.
Yeah, and these Lings are actually going to get a pretty good surround and jump right on top of these Immortals. And these Immortals are not very good against Lings. And it looks like this could be it. Element as the supply dropping below 104. Sake as his army is going away. Sees Hyde is putting in the work. Heads a bobbing, and GG is called. Guru takes game number 1 in this best of 5 Gauntlet Season 2 qualifier number 1. This is the finals in this event. $50 on the line, 35 to first, 15 to second, plus the winner gets a qualifying spot for tomorrow's $100 Gauntlet Season 2 number 1 event, where Mana, Bly, and Masa wait in the wings. The winner actually will face Masa as their first match tomorrow. Tomorrow's event will be at 12 p.m. Central Time. That's 12 p.m. CDT right here on twitch.tv/GauntletSC2. Hit up that follow button, get notified when we go live. Also head over to Twitter and follow the series. Get all the latest informations about the ongoings here on this channel. That is at GauntletSC2. Also big shout out to OSC Root for co-sponsoring this event. Really awesome increase the prize pool to $50. Big shout out to them. You can follow them on Twitter at SC2_online. I'm Bobby Awesome, with me is Element, and we'll be heading into game number 2. That was a pretty big game number 1 to start off this series. Fairly even.
Bob, looking at it,
both players.
In the official rules, it does say best of 3s all the way through. I think that might be something we'll have to change for next time.
So is it actually best of 3, or are we just gonna?
Yeah, it'll be. Well, I don't even know if we told them in time, so their videos are already decided.
Oh, it's true because veto's already done.
Yeah. Right. I mean, either way, we had that was an epic game to start us off.
It is a qualifier after all, so yeah. So it is a best of 3 then. Okay, so that means we'll be going into possibly the last game, but we'll find out very shortly, depending on if Sokka can come back here. I'm going to take a look at chat while we're waiting for this next game to load up. All right, Just Jordan says, I like lurkers over broods, but broods are better. Don't like long games. You know what? I like the cut of your jib, Just Jordan. Just Jordan's also our admin today too. First time admin, so big shout to him. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, and he is also I like to mention this because it's prestige and he deserves it. He won our very first amateur hour event a week and a half ago in the bronze, and then the platinum.
Did you get an invite, Bob, or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't get an invite.
Alrighty then.
I didn't see your thing go up. Did it join?
No.
Maybe after.
Hopefully they didn't start the game.
Are you in the lobby or what?
No, not yet. They could be just discussing stuff and stuff. Who knows?
All right, let's take a look at what else chat is saying. A lot of bobbins being bet. As I said before, I'm saving up my bobbins. No more am I betting all foolishly like. And bobbins will be worth something, guys, at the end of this season. The person with the most bobbins will, we're still figuring out what that may be, but it'll be awesome, definitely. So that makes bobbins one of the most valuable currencies on planet Earth. So take that.
Oh, there we go. Join on me, Bob.
Okay.
Bope.
Oh yes, and I did say before, we have amateur hour on Friday at noon. I guess that's 12. When I say noon, it's 12 p.m. Central Time, as we are in the middle of Canuckville, Canada here. So 12 p.m. Central Time on Thursday for Go 4, and tomorrow 12 p.m. Central Time for the Gauntlet Season 2 number 1. So guys, please do join us then. Tell all your friends. Just hang out with us. We like to keep it chill. Hang out with you guys, have some fun, watch some StarCraft, best game of planet Earth, and have some witness some crazy stuff in the process. We definitely have some stuff in the bag for you guys tomorrow. A whole lot of stuff for Friday as well. We just like keep stepping it up and hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do making it. So good times indeed.
This is true.
All right, what else was I talking about? Oh yeah, I remember before I was talking about the whole Team Liquid acquisition, I guess, thing too. I think what ultimately makes them such an interesting, they have strong was a strong Dota team, or they did have a strong Dota team for quite some time, right? And I know they're in the international, and they did pretty well for themselves, all things considered. And so they have multiple esports, so they have. But also, to me, Liquid is the community. You know, that's where I learned where to find streams. You know, that's where I learned the latest news and results. That's where the breakdowns of what to expect from players at the latest MLG would be. You know, back in the day when they would have like players to look out for or whatever, and their top 30 list or something, and they'd always have the grubby line. Remember the grubby line? It was like, so if you're below the grubby line, you haven't reached your potential kind of thing. And if you're above the grubby line, you have. And grubby's like that determining factor who he just never quite reached his true potential in StarCraft 2. It was always kind of interesting. But yeah, good old TL. And I also want to give a shout out too, since our co-sponsor here to OSC Root, long-standing, one of my favorite teams in esports in general. Actually, my favorite team for the longest time is Root Gaming. And Cats Co running the show over there. And El Capitan himself, big Cats fan since both iterations of Root Gaming rather, and since they did go away at one point earlier on StarCraft 2 lifespan, and then they came back stronger than ever. And
yeah, they went away, and didn't he like join / maybe co-create? What was it, Complexity or something like that? Or
no, he was on Complexity. He was a team. He was a part of their team, but.
Just a part of the team, didn't
have any? Just a player. I don't think he didn't create anything there, but I know he was a player for Complexity, represented them for a while, did Cats, but then he and a few others, I think it was him and Drewby, decided to
it was Drewby,
recreate Root, and then the rest is history. And they're one of the most consistent, been pretty much since day one in StarCraft 2. They have some other esports as well, and it's good to see them being supported by OSC as well, and that just helps them continue supporting StarCraft 2. Again, helps the whole scene in total, and that fills my heart with warms and fuzzies element, because
you need all those you can get, because you're a pretty
in this
angry,
cold dark world,
raging person.
I'm not,
rage out of all the games ever.
I don't rage out, only sometimes if you do something stupid, but
Cetone stim some Marines, and all of a sudden you're just raging out.
I didn't rage out in that game.
He's getting ragey now, guys. Calm down.
Watch out, guys.
He's been triggered.
He's under the table.
Yeah. I used the trigger word stim.
Oh my gosh. Rage monster coming out.
Oh boy.
That's funny.
How dare you assume my rage status?
Oh man.
Going too
far.
Right,
so we are in the game now, guys, for Sake versus Guru, game number 2 of this best of 3. And this
there's some links coming, and I don't see much defense here.
Yeah, and those links will be Guru, guys. Guru is the green Zerg player.
Sake
is the blue Protoss player. Yeah, nice little pylon wall. But
what's a Zealot coming out? What side of the wall is going to come out on? He's going to stop the... Okay, he's going to have to cancel the pylon, I think. Yeah, there it is. Get that Zealot right in the wall there. Oh, interesting. Right. Oh, wow. Oh!
I guess it's around.
He gets a surround on them.
Pretty good. Probe Micro 2, Micro. Oh, he does lose one probe, but
yeah, losing a probe's fine at this point.
Yeah, he gets all the links.
Remember though, Guru did grab the gold, right? So definitely not something.
Definitely not something.
I do. This is the best part.
Wow.
I put them both into one. Just didn't turn out right.
You know?
I wanted it to both be in one, but it just defeated the purpose. Oh god. Okay, so Zealot comes out, gonna make sure that Zerg has to play honest, put some units out. Although 6 lings aren't gonna be enough for this. We'll go into main even. Perhaps decide to take on some queens. No, you don't take on queens, Bob.
Guys, just try to whittle down this hatchery at the gold base. A couple lings do pop out with queen support. I think he should be able to chase out these zealots if he's ever so careful. Yeah, he does pull some drones too.
Is that crazy?
Just to make sure. Well, actually, not a bad idea. But it's Sake's. Well, unless you're referencing to Sake, Sake's kind of pushing up here. The only advantage he has is the creep hasn't connected the natural in the main yet. Well, we'll try to focus down some of these workers that just popped out for Guru's gold base. As the natural base for Sake is just about a quarter of the way done. So even if it does
War Prism coming in too now.
That'll be actually really help him here. He really wants to kill this gold base, guys, or kill as many drones as possible. He cannot let the Zerg get this advantage while he himself is not taking the gold base and taking a natural, and it's very delayed as well. So this is a big risk for Guru, and Guru actually seems to be holding on. And if he holds on, this is not looking so hot for Sake. Oh yeah, speed has complete and surround the rest of this force, and that's That's terrible for Sake right now. He has this wall going up, gonna wall himself off completely. He can't even send this War Prism to go do some work. He's just gonna maybe micro this Immortal that's popping out. He's not even chrono boosting. He needs to chrono boost out that Immortal right now element.
He is. Yeah, I don't know. Gateway's now complete. Warping 1 Adept behind the wall and should be safe.
just warping 1 Adept. Yeah, take the army of Speedlings, no problem.
Well, I mean, Speedlings can't attack. Come on now, Bob.
I know, especially with Photon Over Russell available for that Mothership Core. A little bit hard unless you do some sort of Baneling bust. Now the Immortal does pop out. I expect. Oh yeah, look at that. We got an Adept and an Immortal drop.
This is interesting though. We're getting Overlord speed, and do we have a Roach Horn down? Sure, but do we have Evo Chamber for drops? Not yet. Oh wow, behind the wall here. Interesting play. I like it.
Deny the rocks from getting killed. He himself, though, Sake, does have the wall back at the back door ramp, so that's not bad. Locking down the mining, though, behind the mineral line.
Yeah, that's the huge part here.
That's the big deal, yeah.
Oh, this Immortal shelling away.
Oh, yeah, I could actually hit the hatchery. That's not bad at all. 2 Queens do pop out, but with some proper War Prism Micro, we'll chase them away. Dropping these Adepts should they choose to do so. Well, we'll just put them back behind the mineral line, just to prevent any potential surround that may happen.
Broken.
That's Immortal, though, getting pretty low in health, and then these rocks are starting to be attacked again by these Lings. And I like this, though. It's at very least, guys, delaying mining time on this gold base that Guru really needs. He's taking that natural behind his base, but it's only about halfway done. Whereas the natural for Sake is up and running. He's still continuing to probe up, 2 probes at a time. His economy is going to be doing stellar back at home. And in the meantime, still, Guru cannot mine from this luscious gold base element.
Yeah, and it looks like he might even lose it.
I know, it's getting pretty scary, and now he's starting to get desperation mode, using his queens on these rocks. He needs to use his queens to chase away this Immortal, but I think he might have just given up on this base.
Yeah, he's taking his own third. Probably just not worth it at this point for him to invest anything further into it.
Yeah. Oh man, little bad supply block going on for Guru too, due to the loss of that hatchery.
Yeah. Twilight Council, by the way, coming down in the main of the Protoss. Gonna get some something going on there. Probably the Adept upgrade, I'd assume. We got +1 range attack going on. Did we get a drop going? No, there it is, actually. The Lings right now into the main of the Protoss. And only 1 gate? Oh no, 2 more gates at the back.
All right. If whoever kills the Ursidon, by the way, we will blacklist from future Gauntlet events, right?
Well, not just that. We'll go to his home country and kill whatever wild creatures he has.
Just committed international crime.
Yeah. It's like on the endangered list, like the last white striped tiger or something.
White striped tiger.
Oh boy. Tiger of white stripes, who knows?
That's hilarious. Wow. Well, you heard it here first. You know who
Queen's
the most
pushing that on back.
Man on planet Earth is.
We know all about them queens.
Yep. Alright, now position for both players. When we check the units tab, 39 drones to 43 probes of Sake. Sake economically, after that, taking out that gold base, denying all that mining, has set himself in a pretty strong position. We have Lair complete for Guru. He's getting the Roach speed, so definitely going to be focusing on those. Not a bad choice on this map, as long as you get some healthy amount of Ravagers, a lot of choke points.
Lings back in, Bob.
Be that much more effective. Yeah.
Creating all types of havoc.
No, just not much, just a minor delayed mining time. At the most.
Pulling all the workers, killing the worker? Come on, Bob. That's GG.
At the very least, it got some good scouting off into what Sake's game plan is, and getting a good eye on his composition, which is definitely an Immortal gateway composition, which we've seen from Sake time and time again in this event. This is not going to surprise anybody who's familiar with his play in recent weeks.
Pulling up the units tab right now, 4 Immortals. Only 7 Roaches out. Couple Ravagers, 6 Ravagers. But I think he's gonna go for it right now. It might be a pretty. Oh, actually, this choke right here gonna be hard to push.
That's what I was mentioning before with the Corrosive Vials going down. Make it a little bit more dicey, and it's just sending these shades of these Adepts in.
Corrosive Bibles.
Definitely not come.
The Word of God. Do not pass. Oh, he gets it. No.
Oh, the War Prism's done. Wow.
Well, there goes that push.
Yeah, that push ain't happening no more. If that's indeed what his plan
Nexus
was.
goes down.
Yeah. Like, oh well, hopes and dreams. Dashed it again.
Oh, he made it through though. He made it through, Bob.
He does make it through.
War Prism or not.
More prism or not. That is a lot of Roach Ravager here.
Takes Biles to the face.
Yeah, excellent. Going down on Sake's army. Sake almost feels like, does he feel he's forced to engage here? I'm not entirely sure if this is exactly
this.
why.
He doesn't have to, but he is.
But these Immortals, there are 4 Immortals to keep that in mind and putting a lot
He's
of work.
He's going to lose everything, Bob.
Yeah.
No, keep nothing in mind.
Keep nothing in mind. Because he has
Vacate
nothing.
your mind.
Because he has nothing left army-wise as the supply is starting to plummet here for Sake, and so he's in a pretty good position in relation to his Zerg opponent, but now I think Guru kind of clawed his way back into equalization because of that attack that Sake himself initiated. I mean, Guru is just sitting back at home, minding his own business, you know, just mining some mineral, you know, industrious sort, and then Sake comes into his creep, messing up his land, and like, well, come on, guy. And Sake does secure his own gold base, about to finish as we speak. He is still, actually I have to check production tab here, he's still, actually stopped drone pro production rather, and is getting a robotics facility. So I expect disruptors, it would be nice to see disruptors. Could be Colossus too, something actually we've seen, I think last week from Sake. He tends to use over
he didn't
disruptors.
counterattack and just do it.
All right, we do have a War Prism going towards the natural base of Guru. Going to drop some Adepts and try to get some
nothing back here either,
there.
Bob. This is going to do some real damage. Lurker Dan halfway through coming in, by the way. Production tab was off. My goodness.
Oh no,
Had the units tab up.
Can only imagine.
I give Bob one job, and he doesn't do it because he's not here. Why didn't you tell me you weren't in the same room?
Production tab. All right, that's all I gotta say.
Why did you not tell me you weren't in the same room, Bob?
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, eventually this will get cleaned up, but it did pretty good damage. The worker count now is about 37 drones, so we lost, what, 10 drones there at least? To the 42 probes of Sake. Something like that anyway. So we have the third base up and running. The gold is, and it's a goal too, no less, for Sake. The creep spread getting kind of crazy, nearing towards Sake's side of the map every so often, but I like this. Sake denying it, stopping it in its tracks. Not bad. Good choice. Now, the real question is the Zerg player. He's getting his 4th base. What's his transition from here? Lurkers, guys. That's what he's doing. Getting a whole mass of Lurkers. Worked for him well the first game. Going to try to make it happen this game. Lurkers are certainly the answer in this map. If Corrosive Bile is the answer in choke points, Lurkers are that tenfold. And I think Guru is going to make a great capitalization on that. We've seen him
dangerous
before. He's very good with Lurkers. So game 1 is just proof of that. If you've never seen him play before, his positioning is spectacular.
Big back
his spread
attack.
is good too.
My goodness, all the revs.
Now the difference in, that's so many Ravagers actually going to bust right through this back wall. No foot zone overcharge available because there are no pylons left, element, as these buildings are powered down. A paltry force here to greet this army of Guru, but they're nothing more than a greeting party. And
oh, force field. Oh,
no, it's a little bit too far away.
Force field and disruption would have made my day.
Now Guru does have to retreat as there's no more reinforcing army, no roaches to tank for these Ravagers. The Ravagers themselves are not the most tankiest unit on planet Earth. Now, with these Lurkers on the field, Element, what do you think that Sake has available to him? We do have Disruptors on the field, which actually are pretty good against Lurkers. Again, as long as you're not A-moving into them.
Just see, as good as Lurkers are on this map because of the small chokes in the middle, Disruptors are equally as good.
Yeah.
No room to dodge.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, because it's the main. Oh wow, there's a little bit of lag going on. It looks like
big counterattack happening once again. You're the one getting the lag, not us. Lag guard.
Is it? It's not me, because otherwise your voice would be lagging.
No, that's not how it works.
Well, that's totally how it works.
It's in different servers, Bob. Different servers.
I don't know. It's hard to say, but there's.
He broke the back. Breaking in, Bob.
All right, yeah, he is breaking in the back with the Roaches and Ravagers. He does have some Roaches that have gathered with the Ravagers for support. Force a retreat again is Sake, and this lag is pretty intense right now, Element. Are you getting it too?
Nobody else but you is feeling it.
All right, and that's good then. Hopefully it's just me, and hopefully they don't feel it. So,
all the balls!
Oh, he whiffed!
They all miss! One more ball!
Oh, well, that one hits a couple Ravagers go down, but that's a little bit unfortunate overall, though, for
moving in on the front. Is he as well?
Yeah, he's so well prepared. He's one hero immortal trying to hold down the fort, but it's only shooting links, and it goes down too. Is this link flood with Roaches, Ravagers, and
I think this might be it, Bob. Wait, so balls of doom!
Oh, but the one shot does not kill a Lurker. It takes two, guys. It takes two.
If your entire army is balls of doom, You're not gonna make it happen.
Yeah, and these Lings are actually jumping in on top of these Disruptors. Disruptors have no more shots available. One shot does, it gets disappeared because it dies.
GG is called. Guru takes game number 2, takes the series, is going to be facing Masa tomorrow at this exact same time.
Wow.
Except 3 hours earlier.
Yeah, that's pretty insane, guys. So congratulations to Guru, a big shout out to Sake and all the other participants in today's event. Yeah, for giving this event a go. Money on the line, of course, for Qualifier. Pretty awesome indeed. So big shout out to OSC Root and Gauntlet SC2 for that. Also, want to give a shout out again to Guru for such high level play, and he will qualify for tomorrow's Gauntlet Season 2 number 1 $100 event coming at you, where we have Masa, Mana, and Bly, including Guru, battling for that $100 prize pool, as well as the top 3 players will qualify automatically for the 16-player $1,000 Gauntlet Season 2 Finals, which happens at the end of October. So again, a proper shout out to OSC Root for co-sponsoring this event. You can follow them on Twitter at SC2_online. That is at SC2_online. They do a lot of good work, sponsor a lot of events. They sponsor Root, one of the mainstays, the staples of the StarCraft 2 esports scene. And of course, big shout out to C-Tone and the Gauntlet crew for sponsoring this event as well. Follow the series on Twitter at GauntletSC2. Hit up that follow button right here on Twitch TV. Get notified when we go live. And yeah, I'm Bobby Awesome, with me as Element. It was a joy to cast this game with you guys today, or these games today. A lot of games, a lot of good stuff. High level games, long games too. We had a lot of variety. So a little bit of it all, except for carriers, which brings a little tear to my eye, unfortunately. Yeah, but maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, that's something we will see. And also, Element, we have not only tomorrow an event, Thursday we have Go for S2, Friday at noon, that's 12 p.m. Central Time, we have Amateur Hour. So for the next 3 days, we have events right here on this channel at 12 p.m. Central Time every single day until and including Friday. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for your support. If you guys do want to support this channel and like what we do and would like to support us in what we do, consider hitting up that sub button. And even the donation button down below. Go support us directly. Allows us to continue doing events like this more often, such as we are doing right now, because we've got some great support from you guys.
Bob?
Element?
Game number 3.
Yeah?
Jump on in.
What?
I'm guessing that Jordan did tell him it was the best of 5.
Oh! Well, that's why I had to ask Jordan. Okay, guys.
I'm guessing.
All right. So, why didn't we talk to Jordan, Element? You're the Jordan communicator?
Well, or maybe I did. I don't know. Are you jumping in?
I'm joined in already, yeah.
How come it says pending? There we go.
I don't know. It says entering lobby. I don't know what it's doing. It must be downloading something, I guess. All right, guys. So I take it all back. So as Element seemed to have a miscommunication with our admin, as our admin seemed to actually covered, we wanted a best of 5 originally, but the brackets were set up and the vetoes were set up, we thought, for a best of 3. So that means more StarCraft, and we have possibly the last game now. And all things I said before still apply. So Guru can still make it through till tomorrow, but Sake has a chance, though. He has like another lifeline, so to speak. Kind of like how in Gauntlet Season 1, I believe it was Gauntlet Season 1, number 2, we had an event with Neeb, Scarlet, Intense, and I think Bly was there, if I'm not mistaken. And Neeb got eliminated. He lost 2 series in a row. But no, it was Major was in there. Sorry, it wasn't Intense. It was Major. And so Major actually won, I think, versus Neeb, but then had to drop out. And so that revived Neeb, and the other players still in the event agreed to let Neeb be revived and continue on through the losers bracket. So Neeb went and defeated Scarlet. I guess, yeah, he defeated Scarlet and Bly. If I remember correctly, I could be remembering the players wrong. Bly might not have been there. And then in the finals, he defeated Scarlet again, I think. Yeah, it was definitely Scarlet in the finals, if I remember correctly. It doesn't matter what happened there. The fact is that he came back from the dead, and he took that event. So in a way, I see this as an opportunity for Sake to come back in this series and take it.
Sorry, I just put my headphones back on after figuring out this best of 5. Don't want to cut you off here, but I was just going to say, I was thinking about saying, hey, actually it was the best of 3, but now for the same reason that we didn't go in and say it was the best of 5 earlier, because they both, obviously agreed it was a best of 5 at the start.
Yeah.
We can't just jump in and say that. So.
Same reason applies, yes.
Yep. Makes sense.
Right. So
we'll go with what they agreed on.
Best of 5, we weren't sure, so that's our bad. But
anyway. If players want to play more games, these have been 2 awesome games to start with.
Oh, heck yeah.
So if we get another one of those, I'm happy. Yeah.
Oh, great. People in chat are blaming me. That's typical. That's okay, I guess. Blame the Bobbin. But is the Bobbin even me anymore? I'm Bobby Awesome. I mean, the Bobbin is his own character, he even has his own Twitter account.
Oh, no. Oh God, no. No. Oh boy, that's no good. I don't even want to say it. I put 2 A's. I wrote down blame, right? B-L-A-M-E. But I put 2 A's. So I figured, how better to cover my mistake than put two O's in Bob. And that didn't end up well.
You didn't think about it before you did it.
Nope. How worse to cover my mistake. Oh God.
Oh,
terrible.
That's how we roll here, guys.
Terrible damage.
Still living life, loving StarCraft. All right.
My esports career is over.
Because of a chat.
Yeah.
We were trying to troll me anyway.
Okay.
That's pretty funny. All right, for real this time though, guys, it is a best of 5. Still match point though. Guru, strong player as he is, put on some really good games. Sake fighting for his life here in this event. I mean, he still wants it, man. I hope he takes the next 2 games, ties it up, goes to a best of 5. How sick would that be? These players did their vetoes. They're prepared mentally for a best of 5 here. Contrary to our knowledge, but
Bob,
that's okay.
Banelings.
Banelings.
It's a Bane bust.
Banelings. Oh, element. As the Husky and Nerdler famously said. I miss those guys so much. My heart bleeds every day. And just get old emo. Anyway, we have a Baneling bus coming on the way, but it looks like Sake is trying to prepare for it, creating a wall, but the wall is not complete. Photon Over Russell does go down, but that is not.
Oh, it's broken and he's in.
Yeah, Guru's like, hey bro, I want that spot, thank you so much. And that's it, GG. Of course.
GG is called.
Of course. Imagine the scenario, like from our perspective, right? They just assumed it was best of 5 because they were told that from admin. We didn't communicate properly. That was our bad. But the fact is, from our perspective, it looks like he's like, no, bro, that was my victory. I'm taking it back now with the Baneling bus. Game's done in 2 seconds, and poor Sake. So again, I will reiterate, thank you, Sake, for participating in this event. We hope to see him in more Gauntlet events in the future. Now that he's back to doing these
15
online
bones too.
StarCraft 2 events. Yeah, he gets 15 bones. Not for nothing. And Guru gets $35 plus he does, for real this time, guys, place. It's not a best of 7, right, Element? Okay, anyway, it's joking. And we have him place in tomorrow's event. So he will face Masa in one of the first matches of tomorrow, and Bly and Mana are also in tomorrow's event. It'll be done GSL group style, double elimination.